Brad, I went to Virginia Beach this past weekend.
Oh yeah.
And
you got water there?
it was,
Oh yeah.
yeah, plenty of it. And during the day, I would go golfing, which was really fun.
You got grass there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fescue, Bermude,
A little bit of blue.
Zoysia.
How is your grass knowledge coming now that you
I think
play
that's
golf?
Yeah, I think that's all.
I
I
still don't know my
Wait,
my
do you actually?
species.
Is there like a benefit to like this fairway's fescue fairway?
The only thing I will say is Bermuda is the one grass I'm like, okay, I can tell that's Bermuda, but like every golfer thinks they know tree species and grass species, and I'm like,
Well, why does it matter? Does it matter? Like that's what I'm asking. Like,
it can play a little
does
differently.
Bermuda,
Yeah.
go a little bit faster, or
Yeah.
does an oak,
It
you
can-
know, not let you hit it through as quickly in
Oh, they have
September?
thick branches.
Yeah. There's no way you're getting through the oak, no matter how hard you hit it.
Oh, that's oaky leaves. They slow it down
Yeah.
a ton. They take
Yep.
the spin off.
That'll do it.
I have no idea the difference. I'll just see. Sometimes you're looking up a course to book a tee time, and it'll be like, "You're gonna enjoy our Zoysia fairways and Bermuda greens." I'm like, okay,
Great.
I will never ever care about that. Anyway,
Zoysia. I've never heard that.
fun word though.
Yeah.
Zoysia.
It sounds like you're making it up as you're saying it, though.
Thank you.
You're gonna enjoy our, Zoysia fairways. And,
Zoysia.
I don't know, maybe Zoysia.
Anyway, it was fun because a lot of the time that we toured last year was through the winter. So we didn't get to golf that much during the day. So try to take advantage of it. Alan and Trey didn't want to golf the first day. So I was like, I'll still go. And I get paired up with two guys.
You just went by yourself. I love that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's awesome.
And Doug and the other guy's name was Griff. No, actually, he said his name was Herbert, but call me Griff. I was like, even better.
I like it.
That was
The
great.
next time you go by yourself in a foreign land, you need to be like, my name's Jake, but call me Terrence. Like,
Just throw
something
him off
else.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And-
Or like some really cool nickname. Like, my name's Jake, but you can call me Ace.
You can call me Slick.
Yeah.
Call me Bubba.
Yeah.
Before we even teed off, I learned a few things about Griff. One, his nickname, Griff.
Mhm.
Two, he goes, Doug, I don't know if I told you or not, but I never did get that fridge working. And so I'm like, oh, maybe he's like helped Doug with the fridge. And I'm
Mhm.
like, what's the story here? He's like, yeah, my refrigerator gave out on me in June. So he just hasn't had a refrigerator
What?
since June.
No.
He was like, yeah, I've been living out of coolers. I was like, okay.
Is Griff a family man or is he by himself?
So I was like, this is Virginia.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Virginia.
That's the Virginia stereotype right there.
Griff in the cooler. And then, dude, to top it off, I am not making this up. He was like, where are you from? And I said, Kansas City. And he goes, never heard of it.
Not ringing a bell, buddy. Ooh, I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast. Never heard of it?
It was awesome. So that was honestly, I experienced a lot of fun things just in that round of golf. So I would open my set with that story. I didn't
Yeah.
have to exaggerate a thing. I was like, let me tell you about Griff. And then there's another story. I did kind of have to exaggerate that a little bit, but I'm probably on hole like 4 or 5. We've been playing for 30 minutes now. And the whole time we're playing, I feel like I can just hear like, it sounds kind of like gunshots, but I'm like, I don't want to upset Griff.
Sure.
I don't want to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
assume. And eventually Doug speaks up. He's like, you hear that? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, so if you hear anything from over here, that sound is seals. And so I was like, oh. And then
Slapping?
so on stage, how I would deliver it was maybe like, and me knowing we're near an ocean, and then the crowd would just lose it because apparently it's a very military area.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't know that, if you're just visiting, you don't know that.
So
And
that guy was messing with you?
No. So it was like, seriously, it was like the Navy SEALs combat training area is over here.
Did you think seals like that?
That's why I was going,
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, those are seals.
Yeah, that was the joke I did in the set. I was like, I figured they'd be more high pitched than that. And so people loved that joke, but it's truly, so what he actually told me,
Yeah.
because when he said seals, I mean, for 2 seconds, that's what I thought. He goes, seals, anything you over here are seals. Anything over here is the Marines. So that
Okay.
was enough for me to
Oh,
contextually put it together.
Right.
But on stage, I would just make it seem like he's just like, yeah, that's the seals. And I'm like,
That over there, the seal, even the seals, like
Yeah.
that's the seals.
that's the
I was
seals
like-
over there.
And me knowing the ocean is
Are
that
they
way.
endangered? I mean, yeah, the people aren't, going after them quite as much.
Huh, you just let them kind of live that way. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Can't imagine the housing market being great. That's
Yeah,
that's
right.
loud. So
The
I'm trying to think
seals.
of like the Kansas City counterpart to that story. Like if you're playing golf with somebody out of town in Kansas City,
I don't know what you have to
there's
warn
some
them about.
construction noises. Yeah, that's the deer.
Yeah, John Deere.
Nice.
That's not a construction thing, but
but later on the round, I did find out Doug, who told me all this, was ex-military.
okay.
And so then I would bring that up on the set too. And I was like, and to top it off, this man was ex-military. And so I looked him in the eyes and said, I'm sorry, this is what you fought for. Sorry, I don't know better. I'm sorry, this is the freedom.
I'm in a pink shirt. Yeah, golfing. That's amazing.
So
that's really funny.
Anyway, I guess we'll just roll right into that.
Yeah.
Roll right into that. Virginia Beach was pretty fun. I was so excited to get back up there and do stand-up again and comedy clubs again and just perform again. And the very first show was really fun. Just that nervousness you feel and the exhilarating feeling of just going up there and like, this is a lot of new stuff. This is untested material.
Here's my question, or my assumption is, along with the new material, I would assume to an extent it might be almost a little nerve-wracking in a smaller crowd. True or false?
Most of my nerves... No, I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, it's sold out. So it's a packed house. It's a good crowd.
I guess I'm just imagining, like, what is it? Like 200, 300?
Yeah, probably 250. Something.
Like if, you know, whatever, let's say you got 1,500 people and 100 of them laugh, that's pretty loud laughter. So that's however many percentage that is. That's less than 10%. You got 250 people and 18 of them laugh. That's not very many. That's people.
Really quiet.
You know what I mean? That's what I would be nervous about. Is like, man, like the percentage game, you know, goes way, you have to really hit him.
That's a good point. And I'll tell you.
Sorry not to make you more nervous on the small one.
The low percentage was correct. That was true. Yeah. I mean,
that happened?
Yeah. And this is the first. So what I'll say is I think everyone who came to a show had a great time. Because, you know, now I've got enough, you know, material under my belt. So I would, right off the bat, I would do the Virginia joke. I'd do some jokes about Trey. So I knew I would warm them up great. But then when it came time to my material, it's like, all right, now we're rolling the dice. But I would ask them, I was like, you know, we're back on tour for the first time ever. Just out of curiosity, who's seen us perform before? And every time it was less than 5 people. So it's like, oh, okay, great. I could do old stuff if need be. So if I got into a bit and it wasn't working, it's like, all right, I can go back to this that I know that works. All right, now let's try a new one. So no one left being like, Jake is not good. So, you know, I got a lot of DMs and everyone's really nice.
But the new stuff was not hitting.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty humbling. And I don't know, maybe it just, you get to a certain level, you know, once you've done 100 shows that, you know, I'm sure one in my standard is raised, right? Sure. If I had done that same set in 2019, maybe I was thinking, like, this is great.
That's what I was curious about. Was like, yeah, back when you were, I don't know, in Phoenix or whatever, like when we saw you, like, would you have thought those same thoughts, you know?
Yeah. And even now I'm wondering, I'm like, I wonder if my standard's just too high. And it's like, because I was ready to scrap everything. I was like, I need to go back to the drawing board. Almost none of this is working. And
you just got to remember, I really do think the less people, like people, like sometimes I just don't laugh out loud. And I probably would if I were at a live comedy show just to like show them that I think it's funny. But sometimes I'm just like, like, and that's like, I really enjoyed that. You know? But like, you're not going to hear, you know, 180 people going, like you're like, oh, they love that, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway.
So maybe it's a lot of that. This is the first time I experienced, I don't know if it's pride or entitlement. I think it's something wrong with me, but just like the feeling of wanting to blame the audience. I never felt that before. You know what I mean?
And you would hear that, wouldn't you? Like, on tour back in the day, like in the smaller towns, people they're the worst here. They don't understand it.
These crowds just don't like openers. That was ridiculous.
That's Charleston for you, or you know, whatever. It's like
he was like Spokane crowds just don't really like openers. I couldn't believe he said that.
Right. Yeah. And then you're kind of like not really thinking those exact things, but you're like, you know, like they just aren't really appreciating me
a little bit.
They are stupid here. Virginia people, they've never even heard of Kansas City. Like, how are they going to get my jokes?
Yeah, I'm not proud to admit it, but I'm just being honest. Sure. I did feel those thoughts a little bit. I was like, man, I feel like what I wrote is like pretty clever, and they're not laughing at the clever stuff. They're laughing at like the more dumb stuff.
Well, I will say that sometimes your jokes are, clever enough where it's like, wait, let me think about that for a second. And so like, those are the jokes that I don't laugh out loud as hard at because I have to think about them for a second. So then it's time to go. And I was like, you know.
Well, that is encouraging.
And you're moving on to the next one. It's like, wait, let's laugh at that other one back there.
Let's go laugh at that.
You know, but it's like, hey, I gotta listen to what he's saying next. So that's
so it was just like
covering up for you a little bit.
There was part of me that was like, man, I mean, am I writing too many jokes for my own peers and not a primarily mom audience?
Sure.
Like, regardless of how I think this crowd felt or what I feel like I wrote, it doesn't matter. This is going to be the audience. You need to like figure it out. Yeah. So I kind of like stopped the pity party pretty quickly. It was like, all right, you got to figure it out. Who cares? The blame is on you. The audience is always right. So it didn't last too long, but I did feel a little discouraged coming out of the weekend. I'm just like, man, I was really excited about a lot of stuff and some stuff still hit. So it's like, I did have a standard of like, okay, this new thing got everyone to laugh. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And so, but it was like, but a lot of the new stuff was like, huh. And on top of that, which this is not an excuse at all, but this is just like, the microphone
Yes.
was
I saw
so, wait, what'd you see?
Oh,
Oh
here's
yeah,
your
yeah. I
story.
put on a story. I was like, yeah, Brad's gonna love
Yeah.
this. So that was just like all set. It was like you couldn't get it to fully connect, and so you'd be like, so when I was a kid, I went to speech class, and the funny thing about speech class is,
Yeah. Right. And like at the
all right, no, sorry.
at the
Okay, so
punchline.
the funny thing about speech class is,
It would just keep cutting out on you.
yeah, it was like it knew when the punchline was coming.
Oh,
These
geez.
guys.
So anyway, speech class, like math class, it's like A equals, like somebody can kind of hear you. And so it's like, then you like, okay, I have to repeat it for the person who's already
Yeah.
heard me.
And that was the thing. Their monitors didn't work, which is great. All we didn't even try to show a video this time. It's like, we just need a functioning microphone, and that didn't work, and the monitor didn't work. So sometimes this would have been brutal to watch back, but I think I didn't even realize the mic wasn't on. I just kept talking. It's like,
Yeah.
because you don't have a speaker playing
Yeah.
to you. So
You
it's
don't
like,
know how loud you are.
yeah, I was like, I don't think they heard the last few words, but I'm not positive when it cut out. I guess I'll just go back. So that probably didn't help things, but I don't think that was a major factor.
What's
There
going
was
to fluster you up though?
yeah.
Yeah.
There was one show where I was like, I'm sick of trying to like figure it out. So I just put it on the mic stand and went hands free. And I was like, this is nice. I got both hands free. And like, the one time I perform and I don't bring my juggling balls.
Yeah,
I
right,
could have
right.
done it.
My parabolas. I just don't know what to do with my hands now.
My instruments.
Yeah, you've never tried the stand.
The TED Talk.
Is
the
that
hands free?
like, does no one ever go that route?
I think if you're going on a mic stand, just stationary, you need to have a prop, probably.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never seen anyone do it.
Okay.
But I was like,
good
I'm
enough.
sick of messing with this thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I have touched this. I was like, I'm doing borderline illegal things to this microphone.
Right.
And I can't hold it away where the mic is going to work. So we're just putting it on the stand.
Oh man. So that was just one night though that they did that, or was it every
3 out of the 4 shows, the microphone was really bad. There was one show it got so bad that I did put it on a stand.
They didn't fix it?
Man.
Like
We kept telling him, we're like, hey, the mic's not working. He's like, oh, okay, I'll take a look at it. He's like, I switched out the cord. It's like,
okay, so switch out the mic too. and see
Yeah,
if
it was
that
like,
makes-
but still, shouldn't we like check? Yeah, so it
Because
was
probably the connection was like loose on it or something, right?
exactly.
Oh, get some duct tape or something, man.
Yeah, so
How
by
hard
the
is it, guys?
4th show, we got a new mic and a new cord. It worked great.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, it was just like, all right, I've got a lot of work to do before the next set of shows. And you're not as funny as you think you are. Humble yourself and figure it out.
I do. Well,
And I know I will figure it out, but
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
just a little bit like, dang, I was just hoping to just crush it right off the
Yeah,
bat.
yeah.
And like some bits, yes, but for the most part, I'm like, I don't even think I'm going to talk about any of that anymore. I'm scrapping it completely. So Virginia
yeah.
Beach, the only people who got to hear me talk about my time at SBU. I'll
Really?
just say that.
See,
yeah,
okay.
I tried it.
I push back a little bit on that because I don't know. I think A, you could make it a little bit like funnier in delivery or something. And B, I think there's like got to be like a law of averages of like, if you do it 5 times and it doesn't work, it's not funny.
Yeah.
But if it's
that's
like,
true.
hey, this was just a, whatever, this kind of crowd, they didn't get it. I don't know. But then again, I'm sure I've never felt that way that you felt on stage where it's like, okay, that's not going great. So to put yourself through that for another 5 shows is kind of torturous.
Was it all 4 shows that were kind of iffy?
I had enough content. So this was what was fun about the first show. I rambled so long about Virginia stuff and then Trey that I looked up at the timer and I was like, it was like my time was up and I was 40% of the way into my stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, I'll just wrap it up now.
Oh, really?
So I had enough stuff where like, stuff got thrown in. Everything probably got 2 or 3 opportunities throughout the
Yeah.
weekend. So it wasn't the same set every night. I tried new stuff every night. And yeah, it was never like just completely silent. I don't even think I just bombed so hard.
Yeah.
There was like crickets.
Right.
But it's just like, I mean, I know what a good laugh feels like, and I know what like 18 people laughing
Yeah.
feels like. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of like clever stuff I felt really good about. It was just like, man, nothing
And that's what that-
Virginia.
yeah. I'll go back to that point too of like, hey, you're used to what a crowd of 1,800 people feels
1,000,
like.
yeah.
Yeah. 1,000 people, whatever. Like you just got to like try to remember back to the time. Like, what does it feel like when a bunch of kids at K-Life laughed at you or something like that? Like, cause that's where you got to
And
standard.
just remember, you're better than 98% of people trying to do stand-up comedy.
99.9.
I
I got to go open my nights.
I've been to the Rhino in North Kansas
Oh
City.
man, that was
I've-
so bad.
Dude.
That was so bad. Scott and I went that one night. I was going to go.
Brad
and-
got hosed out of a spot in the lineup.
Yeah, that was something else. And so we're like, I guess we'll just sit here and wait and watch for a little bit. Cause they did the same thing where like, you guys can stay and do it at the very end if you want. And I didn't want to do that again.
No, yeah.
And so Scott's like, I guess when we were here, let's just see some of these. I was like, dude, it's not fun. And Scott, Scott had the best attitude ever.
He's like, no, how bad could it be?
And we sat there and, maybe like one or two in, he was not like laughing out of awkwardness anymore. He was just like, this is terrible.
Well, the very first guy that he wasn't even an act. He was just like the host, but he did like a couple minutes of a bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, just eyeballs
Yeah.
were like,
you're like, my wife should not be here right now.
Saying?
Yeah. And you remember there was that really weird guy.
The old guy singing
the whole time. That was really weird.
The song he sung. It was to the Star Wars ballad. It was to the da 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 da.
He sang another song. He was
singing
too.
About some sort of. I mean,
it was so odd.
I think it was Trey's story. He has an experience where he went to a comedy club and a guy was doing a really poor performance, and he was like, "All right, I want you guys to pretend that you all live in Chicago, and this is my audition to be a Chicago tour guide." I was like, okay, this is already pretty different than stand-up comedy.
I don't hate that, first of all, though.
It is unique. It is different.
I think I could see how that could be funny.
No, right? No, there's part of it that's like, okay, this is different.
Okay,
this is a unique way of presenting comedy.
I'm in so far. Yeah.
And they said,
where's the WGN building?
Hey, go Sox.
Yeah.
The white ones.
You from the South Side?
Yeah.
And they said for 5 minutes, there was no punchline. They said he just rattled off like Chicago knowledge, and they were so confused. Like, what is this? This could have been great, maybe, but it was just like, over here you will see the Sears Tower. There's just nothing to it. So
even that though, like, I think you could make that funny without a punchline if you were like good enough at being awkward. Like, but if you're just like bad at it, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Over here, we have this, you can know that the Chicago River goes through the whole thing, right? And it's green in the March, in the St. Patrick's Days. And then that over there is the Chicago Tribunes. Anybody know what a Tribune is? It's a periodical newspaper.
Periodical. That's a great word.
Yeah.
And here is Wrigley Field, known for its ivy walls.
Yeah. And
I'd be checking those out if I were you.
Last thing I'll say, I did try a Trump joke for the first time. You would have thought I learned my lesson
in Virginia,
but it got a laugh.
Okay.
Yeah, it just compared like when I was in college, how I would get called in the dean's office all the time for these parody Twitter accounts.
Mm-hmm.
I was starting, and how they hated me just like tweeting and all this stuff. You okay, Big Daddy?
Sorry, that was Scott's phone. I was like, turn off your phone.
Is the phone going off right now?
Yeah, Wichita, Kansas.
You want to answer it?
Yep. Hi, this is Brad. Hi, yeah, who is this? Yeah, who is this?
Yeah, this is
Chrissa? Chrissa? Oh, come on. That's all it takes? That's all it takes to get...
Just mispronounce their name.
Chris, did I say Chrissa? I was going to go on for 7 more names. Crystal?
Chrissy?
Christine?
Chrysler?
Chris. Oh, Chris with the T at the end. That's right. Like have the right pronunciation. I do it to Hattie. Like Hattie's the perfect age for that right now. And it is the most fun thing ever.
Dude,
she'll be like, no, just Chris. I'll be like, oh, just Chris. She's like, no, not just Chris. Just Chris.
Dude, no joke. I wrote that down in my notes because I've been doing that with Palmer the last couple of days. Is like, she'll tell me the name of one of her toys.
Yeah.
Like she has a little doll. She calls it Barbie Camping.
Okay.
It's like, that's a camping set.
Yeah.
And I was like, Narby Wamping? And I would just like every different, I would start with a different letter every time. She's like, Dad, no.
She like can't believe that you're actually messing.
Barbie?
Yeah.
And so like she would sound it out with me. She'd be like, Barbie?
Great.
Farby?
Throwback to Hadley Perkins.
Yeah, that's right.
Her back in the day.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's so funny. You do that too.
Anyway,
it's hilarious.
okay, so tell me about the Trump joke.
Oh, it was just a true story. I would get called to the dean's office about these Twitter accounts, and so then I was like, I remember the dean telling me like, Jake, you can't just rattle off, whatever you're thinking that day, trying to be funny on Twitter. That's never going to get you anywhere in life. And then I told him, why don't we wait a couple elections and find out?
There you go.
Something like that. I tried it different every time. Like, why don't we see who you vote for in 3 years? And it seemed like they got kind of a laugh. So
good.
Yeah, it wasn't silence. Well, no, I think I'm scrapping the entire SBU thing. Nothing else around it worked. Nothing really. I tried.
That's fun.
Yeah. But anyway, what's going on with you? You were gone. Now you're back.
Gone. Now I'm back. As is Scott. Scott, welcome back.
Scott was gone. Now he's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, I was gone to Colorado for 3-4 days.
Sunshine State.
Yeah, it was very sunshiny. I see why they call it that.
Closer to the sun, you're high up.
Yeah, man.
Thought the Rocky Mountains would be a little rockier.
I know. I posted something. I posted that John Denver's and then like ... on my Instagram story.
I like that.
And like the main like leader of the retreat, who's like this very godly man, like reposted it. He's like, it's going to be awesome. And I'm like, oh yeah. I was just,
that was the one line I always wanted to quote as a kid, but I never wanted to swear. And it's one of those lines where you can't like say that John Denver's full of crap.
Yeah,
it's just not as funny.
Yeah.
What is? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so it's the same conference integrated that I went to in Austin, Texas. This one was in Estes Park, Colorado, Sunshine State. And so we went to Estes Park, Colorado, and went to the YMCA of the Rockies.
Ooh.
Ever heard of it? Pretty sweet. Have you ever been to Estes Park, Colorado?
Yes, I have. I think for a Caleb retreat, I heard Jonathan Pickleball speak there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Like the YMCA of the Rockies in Estes Park, Colorado was like, I don't know, just beautiful, like probably 100 different little lodges and stuff.
Cool.
Not super, it's a pretty rustic place, but like, I just love Colorado in the summer is one of my favorite places because it's just nice, cool weather, high of 79, low of something lower than that, 54.
Okay.
No, but anyway, it was a great time. It's just this conference that's based all around men who are, faith, family, business, like related. And so I was telling you beforehand, like there was a few guys there, like
selling their business for 9 figures.
Every time my podcast, please don't give it away. Every time I go there, I always feel so humbled because it's like, I mean, not that I feel like I'm a big deal in Kansas City, but obviously like we get recognized sometimes.
But you're definitely not when you go to integrate.
Yeah. No, we were going around the room and all the new guys always introduce themselves. And so this guy's like, hey, what's up? My name's Colin.
My net worth.
Yeah. And Bethke, Jefferson Bethke, like if you know him, it's like, this isn't that surprising, but it's just he's such a funny, quirky guy. Like to me, I would be like, don't say that. But he just goes, Colin, tell him what you just exited your company for, like what you just sold your company for.
Yikes.
And he just goes, 150 million. And we're like, okay. And I had talked to Colin probably 30 minutes before that, just had a great normal conversation. Now I'm like, I can't just talk to this guy. Like he's a freaking pro athlete, like with that kind of money.
I like to think that you thought that Colin was really normal. And then when you hear that, you're like, come to think of it, he did blow his nose with $100 bill.
Come to think of it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
There you go. So, and that's fun. Dumb and Dumber, by the way. Estes Park is where I think the scene where they're going up in that, like to that banquet in the tuxedos.
Yeah.
That's the hotel that they go in.
Yeah. Really?
It's the same one as The Shining too.
I thought they filmed it in Breckenridge, but it was supposed to be Aspen.
I think that hotel, I'm pretty positive. We have a ThinkPad. Can you please look it up?
I would trust Colin.
Dumb and Dumber.
Whatever Colin says.
Colin didn't tell me anything. I think that's Brad Ellis knowledge. Can you let me know on that? I know it's The Shining that was filmed there, but anyway, so it was just really great time. It challenged me. It made me be like, I don't know.
Estes Park.
Okay, thank you. Estes Park, Colorado.
Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado.
Stanley, Colorado, Estes Park, Colorado.
Stanley Mug Hotel.
Anyway, it just challenged me to like think. It's all about like integrating your family within your business and everything like that, and just like how can you, not just be like work-life balance, but make like when you own a business, it's like it's all encompassing kind of thing.
This is so cool that you're at this place. Sorry, it's just really dawning on me that your woodworking business is at the same conference.
Oh, it's wild.
It's a guy who sold a company for $150 million.
No,
but the principles are the same.
You've heard the term imposter syndrome. I mean, imposter syndrome left and right. Yeah. And even like, so TJ, wonderful, walk in love. He's actually the one that like sponsored me to be in this group. Like, I don't know if he wants me to say that or not publicly, but he like paid for me to be in this group. Like,
Brad, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone how you got in this group?
TJ from Walk in Love, who's awesome and wonderful. And I think he's been very successul, but he's not $150 million successful.
Yeah.
And so, every once in a while when people will be talking, like the very last day we had a session that was just all about like advice on investing. And so it was like these guys giving different advice of like, I think you should invest in this, and they were using terms and like rates. And this one guy who's like a venture capital guy is like,
he's
like, don't invest $100,000 in one thing. Just make.
I know you guys are tempted, and I know it seems easy.
And TJ and I just like kind of look at each other like, oh, okay.
Thank you for telling me.
He goes, just plan on writing like $100,000, $2,000 checks. Just like to throw it to different businesses and see which one basically sticks. You're probably gonna lose 99 of those. And I'm like, I'd rather not. You
Hey,
know,
if you guys are looking for $1,000 checks to write, Ellis Custom Creations is taking funding.
excuse me. Yeah. You guys talking $2,000 checks? Hello.
I'll take 65 of those.
Yeah. So, I mean, TJ, like that probably happened 20 times throughout the
That's
weekend.
so fun to have
like,
TJ.
Like kind of like, yeah. And there's other guys that are like that too. But I mean, you kind of assume like if you're not one of those obvious guys, it's like you're doing amazing, you know, and there are certain guys there, like, yeah, one of my friends, he's become a friend, Adam Busby.
Yeah.
He's the one that's got a TLC TV show, or he did. He's got quintuplets. And so he's, outdaughtered or something like that. And I think he just made tons of money from that. And he's doing great things beyond that. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, it's like, okay. And he was wearing like new, amazing shoes. Like he had like 5 different pairs of shoes we had 3 days there. And I think every time I saw him, he was in something different.
I love that you have speakers just coming up. Like today we're talking about where to invest in your 5th home. Lake, beach, mountain.
Okay. So one of the things in this investing, I mean, it wasn't all about investing, but I think that is part of like setting your family up for success is building like generational wealth and whatever. But during this investment talk, it was more like a roundtable, discussion. Like people would throw out questions and somebody's like, does anybody have experience? I know we've talked some about like investing in real estate. Does anybody have any experience in like investing in buying out businesses? And one guy's like, yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of experience. I've bought 5 businesses. And I'm like, okay,
that'll do it.
I was thinking about investing in a newer van for my wife someday, like, golly.
What's up, guys? My name's Clint. I'm going to be the speaker today. Today, we're talking about which building at a university do you want named after you? A lot of people go library. Football stadium is fun. We're going to get into it today. Just the most unrelatable talks.
And I mean, I think just overall, like, it's like, hey, even if you're not there yet, like, we hope that you get there. And so let's plan for that now. But we had this discussion. I was kind of telling you this too, like what to do when your resources like exceed your expectations or exceed like your like necessities, basically.
What to do when you have too much money.
And one of them, like I'm not even joking, one of the bullet point lists that Jeremy, this guy, put out, one of them was like help a city or like help a city. The next one down.
That's crazy.
No, wait.
Kansas City? Never heard of it.
Help a city was one. The next one down, build a city.
Whoa.
And I mean, I think that the literal like sense was not like go out and like create a massive city
infrastructure.
But I think it was like, hey, like create a community of whatever.
No. I like build a city.
Build a city. Yeah.
Atlantis.
Connerville, Kansas.
Let me see if I can find it. I mean, it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Build a city.
And there's another one. Adopt a city was number 3. Yeah. Build a city. Take a piece of geography and shape that piece of geography around your values is what I wrote down. So
fun. A piece of geography.
I mean, and so like, yeah, on one hand, it's like, I am so far away from that. But on the other hand, it's like, hey, I'm such like a live in the moment kind of guy. I'm like the future. I can't predict the future. So I'm not going to worry about the future. And it's kind of, this weekend kind of challenged me a little bit on that of like, okay, you can still like put in steps and like things to help you down the road. So
I love the future.
Yeah.
Number 1 strength on the Strength Finders test, futuristic. For me.
Yeah. Interesting.
Love
That's
it.
Cool. Mine is individualistic. Maybe woo is on there. You got a woo? You
Woo's,
woo guy?
Woo's 5.
I think I'm a 2 woo.
Woo stands for winning others over. Just for everyone out there, for the layman.
Thank you. I was the layman.
He was in Portugal. He wasn't around for Strength Finder.
Hey, I can't wait for the Ellis Custom Creations IPO though.
Yeah, let me know when we can get in.
The New York Stock Exchange.
I've actually bought 6 businesses. One of them was Ellis Custom Creations. It was a huge mistake.
Talk about negative returns.
Yeah, he hired this high school guy.
And it all went downhill when that guy was laundering.
No AC in the shop.
Yeah, right. He says it would like literally make it a sweatshop and it would make it better. But no, anyway, it was great. A few things real quick that I wrote down. Where did I put them? Just some quick biffs. One biff. So I drove there, which everyone gave me such a hard time for. I'm like,
they're worth 9 figures.
Yeah,
of course.
I literally borrowed my mom's Toyota Camry to get her.
Did you take your truck?
No, I was like, Mom, I was going to rent a car, but I asked my mom if I could borrow it. She said yes. So, but I'm probably 2 hours down the road and I left pretty early in the morning. So I think I left at like 6, but Catherine calls me. Okay. First biff, by the way, I left at 6 because it was going to take 10 hours to get there. And I needed to be there between like 5 and 6. And so I was like, okay, if I stop for lunch or gas, whatever, I'm going to get there around then.
Stop, do a little investing, get back on the road.
Drop.
Invest in a gas station in Goodland, Kansas.
Not even joking. One of the things this guy said was like gas station. There's something about like the tax breaks you get if you buy a gas station.
Huh.
I'm like, well, how much does a gas station cost?
Yeah.
But there's something crazy. Like, it's like, if anybody out there knows, comment below. But like, it's something like 100% of like, I don't know. It was
How much is gas? Hey, ThinkPad. How much does gas station cost?
Yeah, stink pad. Anyway,
stink pad.
So I leave at like 6. I'm listening to the podcast or whatever on like the stereo, and then Catherine FaceTimes me probably when they wake up at like 8.
Cool.
So I'm 2 hours down the road, and I go to pull out my AirPods to put them in. Only one AirPod in the case.
Oh no.
One of the worst feelings.
That's sad because you're just like, I'm never gonna see this other one. That's what I would think.
I knew I had slept with it in my ear the night before.
Oh.
I'd fallen asleep with it like, and then the morning of when I woke up at like 5 a.m, I didn't think to like look for my AirPod to put it back in.
You knew it was just back. Okay.
Yeah, it was like on my bed or on the floor or something.
What you're saying, it was like wedged in your earlobe, and you're just like,
it's like I knew where it was.
There it is.
Oh, I would love that.
2 inches in my head.
No problem. Just can't get out.
Get a plunger.
I was bummed though, dude. It was like this AirPod is meaningless now. Like
Wait,
the noise cancellation doesn't work very well with
Yeah.
only one. And yeah, it was just, and as an audio guy, I don't know, it just messes me up to have one. I can't do it.
Really?
It like really, really bothers me.
I'm sorry.
And so
I would have been so bummed if I had lost it, but it just knowing I still possess both.
No, like I used that AirPod for our cameo session that we did, and that was like not torture to me, but like
Close.
it was not fun. Like if I would have watched any kind of media on that, I would have been very bothered. So Biff 1 and 2. And then let's see. Oh, I need to like, there were a few guys that I was talking to at the event that I said, I will shout you out on the podcast. I promise. So shout out to Andy, shout out to Scott O'Malley.
Are they going to watch the podcast?
They're going to listen, I bet.
Oh, well, great.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy's a big jean shorts guy. And he's like, you never respond to my comments. And I said, I don't know if we responded to 10 comments the whole time.
I don't really think that's one of our things.
Yeah. But I will try if I see.
What does Andy do?
Andy is.
He owns a bunch of toys that come to life.
No, I'll give you, I'll tell you what state he's in, and then you try to guess from there.
Okay.
He's from Wisconsin.
Owns a ton of gas stations.
No. Can you guess this guy? Wisconsin. Andy does
brewery.
Cheese.
Cheese. No, but on the right path.
Dairy farm.
Dairy farm.
Not dairy.
Cheese farm.
Cow. Like
yes, he
beef,
sells
beef cows.
He's like a farmer, and he sells meat to people.
Angus.
Yeah,
Angus.
He's a butcher, I think is what he calls it.
Get a good look at your Andy. Stick your head up of a butcher.
Anyway, Andy's awesome. Like he actually, let me tell you about Andy. Like I think the second or third day comes up to me, and I feel like we hadn't talked that much. We hadn't had that much interactions this time or the time before. But he just comes up and he's like, Brad, I'm just so glad you're here, man. Like you just have such a positive spirit about you, man. Like
you say, thank you. I'm very individualistic.
Yeah. But it was like such a compliment. I mean, I get compliments like that. Not that exactly, but like people compliment me online all the time. There is something different about someone coming up to you like straight face to face and saying something. And I know it's kind of obvious, but like that meant so much to me. Like it was like, thank you, man. That's so kind. So shout out to Andy, and then Scott O'Malley as well. He's I think you would actually really be interested in him. He's a professional photographer, but he does it for like crazy high-end weddings, like $1.5 million budget weddings.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like I think most of the places or most of the people he's done it for, he signs NDAs. And so
he can't even tell you.
Yeah. But I know that he was just like on the cover or the front page, one of the two, of Martha Stewart Living like wedding magazines.
Oh,
like
I probably have that edition. Yeah, I'm a subscriber. Yeah.
Oh yeah? You have something to tell us?
Yeah. No, just like her stuff.
Just interested in Martha Stewart.
Just,
anyway, but
never know.
He's really cool. And he's from Seattle. So he's just like oozes like hipster, like he's cooler than me.
Cool.
So shout out to them.
Glad they're listening.
And then lastly, okay, so this is another just like classic Bethke thing, I think. So like the first conference in Austin, Texas, we were all like gathering around for a talk, and there was this one guy, actually the guy that's like bought like 5 businesses.
Okay.
Like, he's doing just very well for himself. There was this like smaller, like kind of flimsy looking chair, and the guy sat down. I mean, he's not a big guy by any means. Luckily, thank goodness, sat down and just busted it. Like,
okay.
Like just fell right on the ground really hard. And like, of course, like my reaction was like, oh dude, Bethke just died laughing when this guy, no, genuinely, like he might've even pointed like, like just dying laughing. And so then this week, I mean, it's just like one of those things where it's like, he was so quick to do this, just like he was so quick to like laugh at this guy falling from his chair. We were all in this talk. Like there was one guy speaking about, financial stuff or whatever. And this guy goes to the bathroom, which is like right there. And there's a little bit of a pause in the talk. And you hear this guy just like absolutely bomb one. Like, I mean, a good 3 seconds long. Let's count to 3 real fast. 1, 2, 3. Like a freaking.
It's a good one.
And it was like muffled enough where I think people like have been like, whoa. But Bethke's just like, oh my gosh, did everyone hear that? Who is in there? And Bethke's not doing the talk. He's just like there, like
just an audience
but
member.
Just immediately like just pauses and just like, I'm sorry, we all were thinking it, right? It's like, I don't know if anybody would have like gone up, like actually like spoken up and said something.
Yikes, be careful around this guy.
Yeah. But then like the other guy, Jeremy, his family is like helping out at this like event center. Like, so he's got 4 daughters and the guy's bathroom and the girl's bathroom is right there. We didn't know who was in the bathroom.
Oh, it truly could have been.
And I'm like, what if, dude? Like, what if? Like, and this guy walked out of the bathroom. No one said anything, but I'm like,
people look at him, or
I mean, we definitely did. We were like, oh
give him
my
give him a
gosh,
little
dude.
skeptical ref face, like,
I mean, anyway, but this poor guy, same thing, twice in a row. But I think he's probably, a multimillionaire, so I think he's doing all right.
He can handle it.
He's got 12 businesses.
Anyway, so
Scott, how much does it cost to buy a gas station?
It says $250K up to $2 million, and it says it's one of the most profitable businesses in the United States.
No way.
I mean,
it's kind of weird because I never really thought about like of businesses you could open. Like, hey, I just want to build a gas station,
or yeah,
but you just build it and then you contract with somebody to supply your gas. I learned a lot about building gas stations. There's a whole blog about it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's think about it. Any ghosties out there know anybody with a lot of money or have a lot of money themselves they want to invest?
Ghosty Gas.
Ghosty Gas.
Ghosty Gas.
Ooh. Petroleum.
Pudding.
Expecto Petroleum.
Podcast Petroleum.
We just do one by Harry Potter World and call it Expecto Petroleum. Do you think that would do well? I think it would.
Yeah.
Just themed gas stations.
Expecto Petroleum.
Expecto Petroleum. So, yeah, that's kind of, I mean, Colorado was awesome. I'm tired. I got home last night at like 5 and then got, ate dinner and went right to church and then been doing stuff this morning too. So just been a fun time.
Fun time.
Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more things. Or Scott, you have anything? I feel like we forget to ask you if you want to contribute.
Scott, tell us some freaking stuff.
I'm just over here in the corner, Let's see.
Now is the time for you to say. Okay.
Oh, I should talk now.
Hey, we'll let this part out though when you're not prepared. Okay.
Documentaries. Been on a big documentary kick. We talked a little bit about this.
Yeah, your phrase was you've been plowing through them.
I've been.
I did notice that too.
I've been. That's how I feel. I just plow through it.
Yeah.
Last night I started one at 10 and finished it at 1 o'clock. That's a plow.
That's a big plow.
Yeah.
That's a combine. Plow.
Yeah. I love documentaries in general, and I feel like Netflix has had a lot of good ones recently. Mm-hmm. So I've had the Manti Te'o, which you watched that. You have not watched that, Brett?
No.
You need to watch it.
I'm willing to talk about it now though, if it's worth talking about.
One quick thing I'll say, Rachel and I were watching it together. Obviously there's going to be a lot of like, well, it doesn't matter. They'll show like screenshots of Facebook or like they'll show a cursor being like add friend or whatever. One of the like screenshots they're using, I was like, Rachel, pause it. And I was like, go back. I was like, I think I met that guy one time. Like one of the just like random people who's not Manti Te'o. I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah, it's just like a random guy in this like.
Really?
I don't know how I even noticed it. Okay. I was like, this is gonna sound crazy. I was like, yeah, go back. I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, that looks like a guy I know named Travis, and his name right there is Travis. I was like, I met him one time 4 years ago in Los Angeles. Megan Pavelka, if you still listen to the podcast, you know who I'm talking about.
Wow.
So I'm like, no way. So I look him up. I'm like, this is him. And so I end up finding. So I'm like, what in the world? Like, why is he in this? Like, is he Catfished? Who knows what his name was? But anyway, he works in LA and worked on the production team that made the documentary. So I guess they just use like real people.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy though that you actually like in a split second too.
Like, yeah, there wasn't a ton of time. I don't know how I saw it, but yeah, and I just met him one time. Yeah, I think.
Is that documentary? Will my wife enjoy it, or will my wife like be grossed out? Like so many documentaries I watch, and I'm like, you're not.
No,
it's
too
dark. It's too whatever. Okay.
If anything, you'll probably just feel bad.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Is like
it was very illuminating to me because I was on my mission mainly for most of his collegiate career came back end of 2012. So 2013 is right when he was going into the draft and everything,
Was already out there.
yeah, everything came out. And so I completely bought into what the media was saying. Like, this dude made up a girlfriend for like a cool story. Like, are you serious?
That was the narrative, was that he...
Oh yeah. That he made up a girlfriend to have like a more compelling senior year or like senior season, that his girlfriend and his grandma died on the same day. And that people thought that he was covering up that he was gay.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
okay.
They would just point blank ask him.
Yeah.
Like, so you're gay, right?
Dude,
yeah. Just like poor, just like sheltered.
I feel like you couldn't do that today. Like Katie Couric just in a live TV interview. Are you gay? I'm just like, that wow. I don't know why. That seems like such a weird question right now.
Have you seen that video clip? It gets memed pretty often. I forget who it is, but he's like, why are you gay? Have you seen that? You can imagine.
You did a great job right there.
It's very illuminating on like what really happened. And you just, I view Manti Te'o completely differently. I'm like, wow, what a guy. Like, pretty naive to not pick up on a lot of the red flags. There was plenty of red flags that would be like, hey, this is a little sketchy. But
good documentary. Let's have him on the pod. Scott, reach out to him.
Great. I will. LDS. Well, we got the brotherhood. Another one is Breaking Point. That's another untold documentary. It's like a sports one about tennis. That's fantastic.
Cool. About tennis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. It's about Andy Roddick and Marty Fish and basically like mental breakdowns in sports.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of interesting. Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey.
Oh yeah.
That one is disturbing.
Yeah. You know about that one?
No.
Oh, it's like
I don't ever get on Netflix anymore. Like I don't ever scroll.
Look, we're all very proud of you. We're very
happy
that you don't get on Netflix.
I'm a Hulu guy. I'm not
no.
I watch stuff. So it's just a lot of Modern Family episodes.
I think I've just seen people talk about it. It's about what are they called? Fundamentalist? Something like that?
So that's the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, FLDS. So they're an offshoot of the LDS Church that practices polygamy. And basically,
they practice it.
Boy, do they practice. There's a guy who
you want to talk about late night plowing.
Yeah, really.
Oh, jeez.
Scott's got his hand on his forehead. He's ashamed.
Oh boy. But yeah, it's basically the story of this guy.
I kind of
this guy who becomes a prophet of their church and just absolutely abuses his power like to the max. And yeah, I think the highlight thing there is like, it's crazy how you can brainwash people with religion. Like it's disturbing.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I feel like religion has a lot of like, it just gets a lot of bad publicity.
Sure.
Like people that are anti-religion are like, yes, look at this. Like, look at what this did. And then last night's plow was Woodstock.
Hello.
And we don't have to go into too much detail about that, but
hello.
Captivating.
Is that what you call it? Woodstock?
Were you on the couch?
Yeah. Performance.
But yeah, just loving documentaries recently and playing an obscene amount of pickleball.
Good.
I mean,
good.
Just so much pickleball. I played with Tavon a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice battle. Yeah.
I thought about bringing that up to him, but
was that actually the same guy?
Yeah.
Played with Tavon.
Oh wow.
Nice guy.
Chess.
Nice guy to play chess with on an airplane.
Yeah. But yeah, just playing a ton of pickleball, kind of moving up in the world a little bit in pickleball, which is exciting.
How do you know?
The pickle ladder.
Just hanging with some of the upper crust, Bradley. That's how I know.
The upper crust.
Upper crust of Kansas City pickleball. Playing a couple tournaments this fall.
Yeah.
Doing some 5-0 tournaments.
Hello.
Yeah. We dabbling, plowing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say at one point Scott and I were maybe like, top 30, top 40 in Kansas City. And now I kind of stopped playing and Scott's probably like top 10 now.
I wouldn't say top 10.
Okay.
But I think I'm in the top 25. I feel comfortable saying that.
Cool.
Humble brag. And then lastly, did you guys know Tyson McBluffin is in Kansas City right now?
Why in the world would
why
we know
wouldn't we? No, why wouldn't? Yeah, he stayed at our house.
Follow him on Instagram? I thought you followed him, Jake.
I think I follow him, but I don't know. Like, I guess I'm not like watching his stories.
He's so far down the algorithm for Jake. Like,
it was more of like a rhetorical question. Like, hey, did you know Tyson McBluffin?
Let's go into the
obviously Tyson McBluffin's in Kansas City, right? Like,
let's establish that.
McGuff's in Kansas City. I didn't know if you could like feel it in the air when.
Was he in a tournament or something?
No, he's doing a camp, and it's a 2-day camp. Do you want to play guess the price to attend a 2-day camp with Tyson McBluffin?
What does that entail?
Yeah. What kind of drills?
I want to say it's like 3 hours of, it's like a 1 to 8 coach to player ratio. is what they say. So I think it's like 3 hours a day, 2 days. What do you think it costs?
Limited spots with T-Gov. I don't know what they call them. Mac Tatty.
I always feel really bad when people do this if I guess too high.
Too high.
Because then it's like,
let's just try to guess. We're both gentlemen. We're going to try to guess accurately.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
If we burst Scott's bubble, we burst Scott's bubble.
I can't, man.
Burst away.
$600 is my guess.
Ooh, I think more. 2 days of this?
2
3
days.
hours a day?
I think so. I think it's
$950.
700.
Look at us.
I did it
It's
right
like-
though.
You got close and you didn't burst it.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I should reach out to him because he follows me on Instagram. We've never talked or anything, but
He seems like a very approachable guy too. I was talking to another
He's
guy.
a pickleball athlete.
Dude, he's big.
No, he's a pickleball athlete.
Yeah, pickleball is huuse. You got
No, it's
2.5 million people playing
No, it's not.
pickleball.
Okay,
I've
that,
also-
that doesn't matter for professional athletes. I don't care how many people play it. Listen,
He was featured on Barstool Sports.
Yeah, tell Brad what they called him.
They
Brad's
called
gonna
him
get
the
a
most electrifying man in sports.
Can you believe that? Yeah, we were all talking about that. And
Ben Johns would be so upset.
I was like, wow, the most electrifying man in sports follows me on Instagram. Who would have thought?
Just because a sport is popular doesn't mean the athletes are popular. That's what I'm trying to say.
I bet if you asked
No.
no,
Yeah. Of course.
If you ask a bunch of people who play pickleball all the time,
Right. If you ask the 1% of pickleballers, they'll know some professional pickleball athletes.
no, more than 1% of pickleball players.
No,
I bet
2%,
90% of pickleball players know who Tyson McBluffin is.
No way.
No, maybe 75.
90% is ridiculous. The like majority of people that are playing are either like 12 years or younger or like 60 years or older. They're not watching.
Dude, old
T-Guffs.
people love watching pros.
No way.
They gobble it up.
No way.
Yes.
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
here's the point: is that the pro athletes are not anything special. The best guy in the world has 18,000 followers on Instagram, and Tyson.
That's embarrassing for you, right? Like how wrong you are about
I'm
this?
sorry to burst maybe your
Tyson
bubble,
only
Scott.
has like 12, right?
No, so Tyson has 57,000.
Hey,
But
let's go.
I wouldn't
Jake
celebrate
has
so
like
soon.
57,000.
Hold on, you guys. Can I just finish this? Can I just get done with this? He definitely bought them because his engagement is trash. He has 120 likes, but has 57,000 followers.
120 likes, but I bet 90% of people know who he is that play pickleball.
No, focus on the ratio.
That's ridiculous.
You're just trying to fight Scott. I'm saying he bought his followers. So the most electrifying man in sports is only getting 120 likes.
Right. So how many followers do you think he actually has?
Maybe like
10,000?
Yeah, I would say 10 or less.
Next time I'm out at a crowded pickleball court, I'm going to record a video walking up to people and asking them if you know who Tyson McBluffin is.
No, let's
Please.
make a bet about this right now.
Please, Scott Pickleball. This is content.
This is content.
I bet.
Title of the video, I have a score to settle.
Okay, give me
That's not a good title. I wouldn't title it that.
Okay.
don't yeah. Tyson McFrauden.
How many? If
Tyson McGuffin's a fraud?
Everyone's Tyson McBluffin if they say they don't know who this is.
I think the title is "Seeing If People Know Pro Pickleballers," and then the thumbnail is "You Don't Know Tyson McGuffin?" Question mark. You're
Oh,
welcome.
Great.
You're like
Thanks,
this?
Jake.
Yeah.
Content. I've been dragging on the channel, dude. I haven't posted in like 9 days.
I mean, the subscribers are just begging for
Yeah,
some
they-
plow.
They're all 400 of them.
You've been plowing too much, man.
What were you gonna
Too
say,
much
Brad?
time on the plow.
I want to try to predict how many people would actually know him, but I need to know a little bit more. Like, is it when you're going with your early morning group of guys?
No, I would try to go on an evening where there's a full court. Like
I would
people
like to come
waiting in
with
line.
you. I would like to come with you.
Okay.
And I think
Let's do it.
I think 28% or less will know him.
28%?
28%.
Oh, it's going to be over 50. I
There's
guarantee
no
you.
way.
I
There's
guarantee
no way.
you.
I
Okay, so
think
let's go in the middle here. Let's say 37%. Well, 37%. Like, are you confident in that? You said it's over 50.
I'll take the over on that. 100%.
All right, what are we betting?
I'll buy you dinner.
Perfect. I'll buy you dinner.
Okay.
Jake, you want to get on this?
Cap of
Will you buy
meals-
Jake and I both dinner if it's 37 or under?
No, it's y'all's thing.
Okay,
It's y'all's
great.
thing. I'll just be there. When
37%. There's no way.
You're mean to
There's-
tell me if there's 30 people out playing pickleball, you think less than...
Yeah, good. Way to
12.
start with 30. Let's start with 100. He's like, as he's doing, he's like,
100
30.
people. Yeah, it's like, that's a difficult fraction.
Dude, there's no way.
100 people, you think less than 37 know who Tyson McGuffin is?
100%. I think we've talked about Tyson McGuffin 20 times on this podcast. And I bet half the people listening were like, now who's that guy again?
Everyone is.
And I bet every single person has been like, I'm going to try pickleball. Jake
We're
and Brad
talking
talk
about
it a lot.
You know what-
pickleball players, though.
What happened 4 minutes ago when we were talking about Tyson McGuffin? a bunch of people were like, all right, I'm going to skip through this because I don't want to hear him talk about this. And they just got to this part. Like they're still talking about Tyson McBluffin.
Yeah, they double tap the YouTube video.
Yeah, they keep skipping ahead. Like, wow, they're still talking about it. How far do I have to fast forward until they're not talking about this?
Start doing timestamps for me. Oh man.
Real quick, is the whatever course, the practice session, what is it called? The camp. Is it tomorrow as well?
I don't know.
Today's the last day.
I think it might have been today and tomorrow.
Okay, I'll reach out.
Today and tomorrow.
I'll bring him to a court with me. Hey, anybody know this guy?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It's kind of like that tournament you played in with the winner of Survivor in Branson or whatever. That was
congrats, you get to meet Tyson.
It's cool. Awesome, dude.
Is he on like a gas station?
Like a Make-A-Wish child or like anyway. Okay, I have a crumble cookie story for you guys from my dad.
Talk about ears perking up.
You guys want to hear a biff? Let's talk about Dave Ellis's biff. And I'm not gonna butcher. I'm not gonna do it exactly justice, but my dad, lovely guy, wonderful guy. Every once in a while, I think he's getting older, so he forgets things every once in a while. So,
sorry, your podcast camp already ended. It was yesterday and the day before. Okay, your podcast again.
So my dad realized the other day, I lost my credit card. I don't know where it went.
Okay.
And so my mom, being the technologically savvy person she is, they go online, they look, okay, last purchase that you used your credit card was crumble cookies.
Okay.
And so my dad's like, okay, I must have lost it there. So he
sounds
goes
right.
So he goes back and he's like, hey, FYI, I think I lost my credit card. Can you see if you have it? They look through their stack of credit cards. They're like, oh yeah, Dave Ellis right here. So I give it back to my dad, whatever. My dad's good for a few days, but it hasn't used his credit card yet. Goes to use his credit card and it gets like denied. My dad's like, well, this is weird. And my mom was like, we've had experience with your dad losing his credit card before. Usually, you can call and they'll give you a new credit card. So maybe the credit card company knew that it was lost or something. I don't know. And so they call the credit card company, like, do we need to get a new card or whatever? We don't want to have to go through that process, but I guess we can if we have to. And they are like, well, that card was reported stolen 2 years ago. And my dad looks at it.
I see what's happening. Oh my gosh.
This is the wrong card. My dad has lost 2 credit cards at Crumble Cookies.
What?
And so my dad goes back. He's like, gosh, I hope it's not the same person again.
He has to go back and like, can you look through those again?
He's like, luckily it wasn't the same person, but he's like, hey, my name's Dave Ellis. I think I left my credit card here. Do you mind seeing if you have it? And the person's like, yeah, I'll definitely check, but I'm just not really sure where they keep the lost credit cards. My dad's like, oh no, it's right there in that drawer.
It's in that left drawer.
Yeah. Top one there. Yeah, right. Yeah. And there he was right on the top, Dave Ellis.
Wait, no way. 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
But there wasn't even a crumble here 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, sure there was. What? There wasn't?
No.
I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know the exact time.
It was like at least last year.
No. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think the point of the story is that
he lost it twice.
Look who you're talking to, Brad.
And I'm more shocked.
I'm really good with dates though.
He lost it in a place like Crumble. I mean, there's no interior dining. Like, how do you even like?
No, I think
it
what
would be
happened,
like losing it in like a bodega or something.
He put it in the chip, and I don't think he ever
took it out.
Took it out,
left it.
Which
so
is hilarious
he's liable
too.
to leave it anywhere. Then.
Right? Oh yeah, totally. It's hilarious too because every time, yeah, I know. I've tried to tell him that every time you put it in there, when it's time to take it out, it dings at you.
It's
loud.
annoying.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Like it's like take it out. So anyway, my mom and dad told me that story, and my mom, of course, was having fun telling me.
Yeah.
And then she called me back, or I was talking to her on the way home from Colorado, and she's like, "Well, I have my own story. I was making fun of your dad, so I feel like I should tell you this one. My mom being the good citizen she is, she had $1.50 late charge on her library book, and so she's like, and she's very technologically savvy, so she's like, so I go to pay it online, and I look at my credit card a few days later, and I realize." For my $1.50 fee, I accidentally paid them $150.
Oh, big biff.
Yeah. And so she's like, so they just took it as a donation, but I am going to go back and say, I do not want to donate it.
Having to undonate to the library.
Imagine Gladys working at the library sees that come through.
Yeah.
Like,
whoa.
Go ahead. Order a new.
Kind of like a Mr. Deeds when he gives that one guy so much money, he just falls backwards in his chair. Anyway, so I thought that was great too. My mom, because my mom doesn't mess up like ever. My dad, he has a lot of stuff going on. He messes up all the time.
Yeah.
My mom is so sharp with everything she does. And so the fact that she also messed up is also pretty great. So
That's fun.
yeah.
You gotta
Old
watch.
Dave.
You gotta watch your decimal places. When,
Yeah.
When we sold our house in Baser,
Mhm.
Rustin was our real estate agent, and he put the listing up and listed it as $2.9 million instead
Aim
of
high.
$299,000.
Aim high, Rustin. Well, like Venmo, I think you have to put in like the zeros for the cents, I think.
Yeah, but PayPal's
doesn't.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're owned by the same people, right? And so,
Really?
I could be wrong about that. Scott?
Elon Musk helped start PayPal. You know that?
PayPal.
know
Are
that.
PayPal and Venmo? Question is, are PayPal and Venmo owned by the same company?
Yes.
Decimals, real quick, reminded me. I'm pretty sure when, whatever I would have been, 6th grade, learning about decimal points or whatever, maybe earlier, they were like, decimal points are important. They could be, make a big difference. And the way they taught, the best way they thought to teach us that lesson was like, for instance, you guys know how doctors have really bad handwriting. One time a doctor wrote, you can imagine like writing a 5, and at the bottom swoop of the 5 is where he wrote the like decimal point. So he's supposed to prescribe someone 0.5, milligrams or something. He's like, but because he didn't put 0.5, the pharmaceutical person, pharmacist, actually prescribed them 5 milligrams, and that person died.
Oh.
So make sure you use decimal points. I still remember that, and we're like,
You're like, oh, wow.
Jeez.
And make sure you also put a 0 in front of it. That's the bigger moral of the story. It's like no one does that.
Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, but I mean, I guess the pharmaceutical worker would have been like, whoa, 0.5, that's weird. Maybe it's 0.5.
Sure.
The pharmaceuticist.
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals.
Venmo is owned by PayPal.
Good job, Brad.
2 for
Business
2,
guy,
baby.
business guy.
Estes Park, Colorado. No,
yeah,
PayPal.
YMCA mastermind.
Sting some. That's right.
Titan of industry now.
That's right. We're not quarterbacks. Titan.
Vince Young, Mariota.
I'll see you titans of industry upstairs.
Speaking of houses, fun little thing. Brad texted me, probably last Monday. You think that's when it happened?
Yes.
Just kind of randomly, just like, hey, my neighbor posted in our neighborhood Facebook group. He's putting the house on the market. I don't know if you're kind of wanting one, but it's across the street from my house.
Yeah. Like literally, 2 doors down.
And
2 doors across the street.
Anyway, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I was like, is there like a link? He's like, no, it's not even on Zillow yet. Just like, it's just letting you know.
I had seen a Facebook post. It wasn't a marketplace, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then I think the next day we're at Trey's house shooting jeans for stuff. And so we're kind of talking about it in person. Brad's like, I mean, what are you thinking? I think Brad's like really excited, but not trying to like push me too hard.
Totally. Because it's like, I don't want to, whatever.
And I'm telling Brad, I'm like, I mean, it just doesn't feel like the best time, like for, timing of different things. And like, I don't know, it's only got like a 1-car garage and like a few different things. And we're kind of talking about it then. And then Wednesday.
And I was kind of joking about it. I was like, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Think about it. But
And
I was
then
like, it's not. Yeah.
Wednesday, it goes live as a listing on MLS, on Zillow.
Yeah.
And so I text Rachel. I'm like, hey, this is kind of this funny thing. I think I sent like a screenshot, like, look at Brad trying to convince me to like buy this house. This is so funny. She's like, well, let me see it. And so I was like, okay, I'll send you the Zillow link. And Rachel texts back, it is so cute and perfect. And so I was like, I mean, if she says it's cute and perfect, I mean, I guess that's worth looking at. And so then I text Peter. I'm like, hey, what do you know about this house? Rachel said it's cute. Or no, I know what it was. Is you put me and Peter in a group text. You were trying to get the ball rolling.
Like midnight. it went live on Zillow at midnight. And I knew it was my neighbor. I had texted my neighbor a little bit, done a little something.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you text me and Peter. Like, hey, Peter, look at this. Jake's thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I am.
Origination documents going.
Yeah.
But then once Rachel texted that, so I'm like, all right. I was like, Peter, Rachel said she really liked it. Is there a time we could go see it? And he's like, maybe tomorrow. I was like, I leave tomorrow, to see Griff in Virginia. And he's like, okay, I can maybe do it like 7 p.m. tonight. I think it's going to go fast. So we should probably just do it tonight. So I'm like, okay, great. So all of a sudden, it's 7 p.m. that night. I'm looking at a house that I had really no interest in 24 hours before this. And so me and Rachel go, Peter goes, Brad shows up. Catherine shows up.
Walked over after our kids are in bed. Like, no problem.
Yeah, Catherine just walking around the house with a baby monitor in her hand.
Because it could reach. You put the antenna up, it could reach.
Well, let's go.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You made the point. You're like, I think my garage door could work from your garage.
100%.
Which is cool.
100%.
So we're walking around. It's like, I mean, this house is built in like the 1930s and it still is like looking pretty nice. It's all redone on the inside. Everything is like, They went and remodeled it 2 years ago. It really does look really nice on the inside. And we're like, dang, I mean, this is actually kind of surprising how much I like this. Rachel's fully on board. And so I kind of think about it that night, talk to Rachel. It's all happening so fast. My parents have no idea. No, none of my friends know. I mean, still to this day, I don't think Isaac knows. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, anything about this house. And so
you got to prove for it like immediately.
Oh, that's right. Wednesday was crazy because it's like, all right, I guess I'm looking at a house Wednesday night. So I was like, Luke, Hoagland.com. I was like, I guess I'm going to look at a house. He's like, right now, today. I didn't know we were in the market. I was like, sorry, this is like so last minute.
I didn't either. Brad just told me about it.
Brad has been texting me a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, do you think you get me like pre-approved for something? He's like, how much? I'm like, I don't know, dude. As much as I can. Let's try and make this work. And so Luke is able to do that. It's so nice having friends who can do all this. So I do get pre-approved. We go see the house. And that night at probably like 11 p.m., I text Peter. I'm like, let's do it. Let's put an offer in. Wake up the next day. Go to Virginia, golf with Griff on time. It's about an hour before I'm about to perform. We just got back to the Airbnb from golfing, and I'm kind of like, I thought I was gonna have like an hour to like shower and prep and whatever. And then Trey texts me, he's like, hey, we have some last second brand deals we got to shoot. So I'm already like,
of course,
dang it. I was really planning on like having an hour to myself to just like really like go over my set and make sure it's memorized.
Yes.
And so he said, we got to shoot these brand deals. I'm like, crap. And I got to shower really quickly. And then I get a text from Peter that says, call me. I'm like, oh boy.
Because we had met, was it that Thursday morning with Garrett? We just had coffee with him or whatever.
That's right.
And
yeah.
He called you then and he's like, no, and so you went over and I was like, Garrett, like, dude, like, is this? And you're like, it's nothing.
It was something about
it was just
labor of appraisal, something I don't understand. Yeah. Anyway, I think our first show was Friday. So I think this was actually Friday where all this went down. And so Peter's like, call me. So I hurry. And the whole time I'm shooting this freaking EA Sports Mad thing, I'm like, do I have a freaking house? What's going on? And then
am I in the game?
It's yeah. And
my rumble back is going nuts. I don't know.
That's funny. And so I edit it super quickly. Before I hop in the shower, I call Peter and he goes, dude, 2 houses in 1 year, man.
Are you seriously moving next to Brad?
So I'm moving across the street. Are you kidding me?
Oh, serious? Best news since Rosie. Honestly.
Dude, what?
It's crazy.
Literally? Oh,
are
baby.
you serious?
It happened so fast, dude. I
right
mean,
there. He's gonna be right there.
Oh like, my gosh.
Across, it's like we're 8 years old again. We're in the same neighborhood.
Dude, yeah.
Find me a house.
Yeah.
Find me one.
I knew it. I knew Scott would be like, Sam, we gotta move.
Get me in Joko, baby. Come on.
Dude,
that's incredible.
It was incredible.
That's so sick.
Because some other details. So I know the neighbor personally. He's a pastor. He's a great guy. He's a younger dude.
Nice.
I know, dude. It's amazing. And I had kind of like massaged it. I was like, I know that I'm gonna try to get like Jake into this house. So I texted him though. I was like, hey man, really sorry to hear that you're leaving. Only that though at first. And it's like, and he's like, yeah, we're bummed. We'll definitely try to see you before we leave, whatever. And then I texted him a few times more. And then I was like, actually, I saw that you had a sign up. Like, are you guys gonna be showing the house? I have a friend who's really interested. You know,
yeah.
Not really true. Yeah. My friend. I mean, I think I mentioned it to you, and you're like, "That's crazy. That'd be cool." But
yeah,
like,
I wasn't like against the house necessarily. I was just like, I mean, I just wasn't. I don't even have a Zillow download on my phone.
Right.
You know?
And we had talked a little bit about like, hey, I mean, eventually maybe you'd want to live in a different house and rent out the house that you have now. Whatever. All these different things. But anyway, but like, I was like, this would be. I mean, it's a small-ish house. It was a lot bigger once we went inside than I thought it was going to be. Like.
Still pretty small. I think it's like 1,500 square feet. You know,
got
it's
3 or 4 bedrooms, I think, right?
3 bedrooms. Yeah.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Yeah.
Like, not like, because I was thinking like, oh, this is a perfect, like, because I thought of, yeah, no, it's so amazing.
Cool. It's crazy.
Because like, right when I heard the neighbors
across the freaking street,
these neighbors were awesome. And so I was like, oh, bummer. Like, you never know what's going to happen to your new neighbors. So
they could be smokers.
Seriously though. And so, can you imagine? And so I was like, oh, bummer. But I was like, well, maybe I could like try to find somebody to be those neighbors. So I thought Jake and I thought Will Severance. So those are the 2 people.
Nice.
Like, I texted both, but like Will Severance, like that is not like a huge family. Like he's already got 2 kids. He's not going to be able to build much more of a family in that house, you know, whatever. But I was like, Jake, this would be perfect. So I texted you, but then I had also been texting my neighbor and he's like, yeah, we got 4 offers already. And
that was before I'd even looked at it. They had 4 offers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think actually, maybe, yeah.
Because I think when Peter called, you were bringing, or you went and got Hattie during that time. Peter called him.
Yeah.
Then
I think, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think that anyway, you were the 5th offer, and then they got a 6th offer. And I was like, well, that's crazy that Jake even is considering it, but it's not going to happen. Like what are the odds? But I don't know. I don't know if you were the highest offer or if you were just, they chose an offer because he knew that we were friends. Do you know?
I don't know. Like Peter said, it sounded like there might've been another offer the same price, but they liked our terms is the way Peter phrased it.
Yeah.
Peter, good terms guy.
What were your terms? Like
terms were, I will put on a small comedy show for you and your family. I will sing and dance for you.
Yes.
I will
plow through documentaries, if you know what I mean.
I will video your next wedding.
But Jake, so I was working at the Woodworkers Guild on this Friday afternoon, I guess. And
that hour of my life was great. Peter calls me and I'm like, dude, I can't, this is crazy, but I have to go. Like, I can't even really talk about this.
So I get a text from Jake, and it's like classic. It's just like the Elvis thing where I didn't even think twice about it at first. Like when Jake was like, hey, FYI, I'm going to wear an Elvis costume for the podcast this week. I was like, okay. Like he texted me and he goes, hey, you remember how you and I were both really into Mr. Rogers as a kid? And I was like, I don't get this, but I'm like, I'll just go along with it. I was like, so I started being like, yeah, totally. And then I was like, wait a second. And I just texted like, dude. And then I texted again in all capital letters, dude.
And then I texted Brad a gif of Mr. Rogers saying, won't you be my neighbor?
It was awesome. And then we talked. I went out in the Woodworkers Guild parking lot and paced that thing. I was like a speed walker, walking all around that thing. Like, dude, I can't believe this is amazing, dude. I think it's like going to be a really good investment for you. Like, you're going to love the area. It's going to be amazing. And then like this is a funny story. Because all night at dinner, Catherine and I were talking about it. So literally all we talked about was like the things we can do now that we have fun.
Yeah.
Things we can,
like, oh yeah, whatever.
We'll dig a tunnel in between our houses.
Like I was like Rachel could cook for us once a week and we could cook for them once a week and we could like have dinners together and like all these different things. Like, oh, that would be amazing.
Catherine's like, Rachel could like homeschool Hattie. She could go across the street for math.
She did. And Rachel was like, okay, yeah, sure. But anyway, so I'm getting home from the Woodworkers Guild. It's been kind of a busy day, hectic day. I'm getting home and I was like calling Catherine to kind of check in as I'm getting there. And she's like, hey, FYI, I'm not mad at you. It's one of those classic like marriage things. Like, I'm not mad at you, but I'm just kind of angry, like kind of aggravated right now.
Okay.
She's like, I was trying to print off something on the printer for like 3 hours. I don't know if it was 3 hours, but a long time. And it just was like having all these issues, which is classic Catherine, but it just wasn't working. And so I'm just really angry. I finally got to work and I was going to go, well, next time, you'll just have to go across the street to see your neighbor, Jake Triplett, and he can help you with that. But I go, well, next time. And she goes, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about next time. I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it. Like, cause he thought I was like, gonna like lecture her of like, next time just wait for me and I'll help you.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
Yeah. Like next time, just text me when you're having an issue. She goes, like she thought she knew what I was going to say. And so I think she was like, I told her about that later. She's like, okay, I didn't realize that's what you're going to say. Obviously.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, next time
I don't want to hear about next time. Oh man. So anyway, yeah, can't emphasize enough how excited I am.
So when you move in?
So, Rachel will move in first, actually. She'll move in there in like November.
Make the house a home.
She'll, make it a home. So she'll be Brad and Catherine's neighbor for a while.
Yeah.
And then eventually, if all goes to plan.
When did you say it was that she's moving in?
November.
Okay.
If all goes to plan, it'll be our home, which I know is a little bit of putting the horse before the cart, I believe is the phrase.
Yep.
Putting the cart before the horse. No, the horse always goes in front of the cart.
I thought you were joking.
Putting the refrigerator out.
The farm boy is like, did that horse go first or the cart?
Is it a motorized cart? And it like pulls the horse?
That's what that means.
Because it keeps the horse in shape. It's a racing horse.
Yeah.
Put the engine before the car.
Yeah.
But the way you guys should look at it, you guys have all heard of promise rings.
Yeah.
Maybe
SBU.
You guys get them. Rachel and I, there's no engagement ring yet. This is our promise ring. It's a really, really expensive promise ring.
Promise ring.
Yeah, the promise house.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's a promise house.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll close here in a few weeks and then have like a month and a half to kind of just get it ready. There's a few things we'll have to do, but like fun things.
Yeah.
Dude.
Cool, fun things.
Oh yeah, I've been telling my family. I was like, big news for us this week. It's not even our news, but it's like, it's gonna affect us so much. It's like this is the closest any of our friends have lived since the K-Life house, I think. You know what I mean? Like,
we started as neighbors, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It is cool. So we'll bring Slugfest back.
Is this not even the big news that you were going to tell me?
No, this is definitely the big news.
This is the big news.
What does that have to do with the lemon?
I'm just throwing you off the scent, dude. Literally,
Success.
Yeah. So yeah, Scott or Jake had texted before the podcast to Scott and I, and it was like, "Hey, have you told Scott yet?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. It's suspense, baby. We gotta wait and see in person." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And Scott's like, "I think I know what it is, but I'm gonna wait." So what was that? What you were thinking it was?
I thought you were gonna open. Like you were going to perform with Jake and Trey on a show. That's what I thought.
Sure.
Yeah.
That would be big news.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's like, I think I know what it is. So I texted him like I literally looked up random in the gift keyboard and I found this like lemon with like arms and feet.
It was like a lemon that looked like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. And I was like, does this seem like, is something in this make you think? What were your theories? Like, did you stretch it from there at all? Like,
I was like, is he
maybe?
I was like, what is lemon the state fruit of somewhere where Jake's performing? Like,
oh no,
are they performing in Florida? Lemons.
I am performing somewhere next week though. I'm going to San Diego, California.
San Diego.
Yeah. So
San Diego
for a Wales plow. Yeah. So there's this guy from our integrated group named Jordan who has a friend who owns 2 Chick-fil-A's in San Diego. One of his other friends also owns a Chick-fil-A, is turning 40, having this huge blowout birthday party. Glenn Murdoch.
I was talking to him. He said he's been following me since the Jake and Josh days.
Yes, dude.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Windy.
Yeah. So originally, Jordan reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, does Jake do stand-up comedy like for other things?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Would you and Jake want to do it together?" And I was like, "Yeah." Yeah. So I think did I text you that? Like, "Hey, FYI, somebody might be contacting you about California or something." I don't know. Anyway, contacted Jake. Jake ended up not being able to do it. And so Jordan was like, "Hey, do you do stand-up?" And I was like,
Yeah.
Sharp. Oh, remind me about things that Bo's saying these days. It's really funny. But I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." And so this guy's in a like rush. It's like literally on Tuesday. So,
oh wow,
yeah,
you got material ready, or you?
I'm getting there. Yeah.
Let's just say there's a guy with arms who's a lemon.
Let's just say, yeah.
It's pretty funny.
That's how I'm gonna walk on stage.
Yeah,
I'm a lemon.
This guy just seems super fun and super like, I don't know, just he seems like he's like, I want to do it right. Like it's like he was like, it's a gift for my like people that are coming. So it's like a variety show essentially. So this guy used to be a juggler, so that's why he like knows about juggling Josh and Jake and Josh and everything. But he's got a magician, the organist from the San Diego Padres.
Good.
Brad Ellis, stand-up comedian.
This guy knows how to book talent.
Yeah. No, he loves it. Like he's like, I love all these. And then he's like one of my favorite bands of all time is this band that performs at Disneyland called Billy Hill and the Hillbillies.
Cool.
And so it's us 4, and maybe he's gonna do some juggling.
How much time do you have to do?
He said it's up to me, kind of like.
Wow.
He was like, I just want your solid, like your best material.
Yeah.
So like, he's like, if that means 15 minutes, great. If that means 30 minutes, great. So I'm like,
cool.
I'll just see how it's going.
Yeah.
And he even said that. He's like, yeah, if it's not going well, just bail out. Like, he's like, I don't want it to go like stretch on or anything.
Okay, that's it for me.
Yeah. No, but it was really fun, like hearing his affirmation of us. Cause yeah, he was like, I've always been a Jake fan. He made that channel so much more fun with Jake and Josh. And then he's like, I love jean shorts. And he honestly was like, honestly, I don't think Trey's that funny, but I think you guys are really funny. And I was like, whoa, really? You never hear. I mean, it's like, I feel like everyone always loves Trey. And so it's like, cool. But then like they were talking about it, because I literally just like confirmed this today. And he was talking about with his wife yesterday of like, I don't know if we can make it work. Because transparently, I was like, I'm not going to do this for scraps. I've been away from my wife a bunch. I'm going to be away from her again. She's already sacrificing so much, to watch my kids without me. And so I was like, I'm going to make sure it's worth it. And so, but he's talking to his wife, and his wife's like, well, let's pull up some like of his videos. And like, cause like, and it was just great. Like if you don't know what to do, and your wife's always the great litmus test. And so it's like, so they like, she'd never seen any of our stuff. And she loved it.
She's like, he's worth it.
Yeah.
He's worth it.
Awesome. And the video, like, I'm always curious, like money. This is the video that really like, we love the most. And you never know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And like her favorite one was the Guitar Guys video.
Oh, it's just a short.
Yeah. Which is so funny, like so random. So anyway, but I was like, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm excited. So I think I'm going to be in San Diego for like a little over 24 hours, like Tuesday and Wednesday, and coming back. So
look at you, Brad.
We'll see how it goes. We'll have some stories one way.
Traveling the country.
Big lemon traveling around.
Yeah. So anyway, it'll be fun.
That's cool. Yeah. I have another quick story that I think Scott especially will appreciate. It's golf. Oh, we were both at Topgolf this week.
Yes.
I saw that you were there.
Dude.
I have
Can we resurrect Top Golf Tuesdays?
I would
Maybe.
love to. It's when we do jean shorts now. That's the.
Brad's got to go to San Diego on Tuesday. So.
And I also go to San Diego on Tuesday.
Go to San Diego every Tuesday.
So we went to one in Colorado. First of all, we had like main floor bay,
Not as fun.
which just really shows you how not that good you are at it. Like I thought I was like pretty good, hard, like far hitting it, you know.
But on the first floor, it's
Yeah.
like,
On the
well,
first floor, it's like, oh, that just went really
My
straight.
ball doesn't go that high.
No, it's kind of, it really did be like, am I never hitting it high? Seriously.
I hit a lot of stingers.
Yeah. But the other thing is like, apparently, you know, Colorado, and maybe this is true, but their tees are like nubs.
Top Golf. Yeah. Isaac and I even asked, like, can we get like higher tees? Like, that's as high as they come. You just got to wait for the mat to slowly get like worn down. It's like, I mean,
They
it's
said
going
that
to
in
take
Kansas City?
Yeah.
the
Like, is this
worst
going to take
reasoning.
years? I mean, how long does the erosion process take?
You gotta
I mean-
wait for the earth to settle a little
But
bit.
they said it was like a legal thing because if it was any higher, then you could hit it over the net and like onto the highway or something. I was
That's
like,
a point. I can
mean,
see that.
Yeah.
no,
but-
really? I mean, I know it's
Right,
Denver
truly.
and like altitude and whatever, but like first of all, I'm on the lower floor. I'm not on the top. I don't know.
That's it. Yeah. High tees on the lower floor. They should install that.
I was really like, it really like kind of dampened my mood. Both those things.
I mean, you can hit other shots besides things that require a tee, though.
I know, and I did.
Okay.
But it's
You
fun
can
to
push
bring out the
P
birth.
off the
yeah,
ground.
push P, baby.
Dude, they didn't have P's. They only had S's.
Well, that's because you are like an even numbered bay.
Yeah.
Dude,
So like,
that's it.
so like one bay
Well, no,
will
but
have
I
like.
got a left-handed club set.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't get
yeah.
to push P.
So instead of pushing P, you just had to like,
I
you
had to
know,
push S.
Slap S.
half S it.
Yeah, exactly. Just like when I had to hit it really short, I had to half S.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Slap an S. Slap an
anyway,
S.
but we did play. It was fun.
Nice. Yeah.
How was your time there?
Pretty fun. Just Isaac and I went, which is fun. You know, kind of less people. You get a lot more reps in. It's kind of fun. Did the virtual course thing. Fun.
Also, once you go virtual course,
Yeah.
it's so boring
It's
without it.
I love that you're like
nearly
not
as
even a
fun.
golfer and you're like, I gotta do virtual
Yeah.
course.
It's so much more fun.
no, it
It's
is.
so
It's
fun.
Yeah, it is.
Like even we were doing like games. We weren't just like hitting like driving range top golf, but even then it was like, this isn't as fun.
I did Angry Birds one time with like Rachel and her roommate and her boyfriend. And Angry Birds is the lamest game I've
No.
ever seen at Top
Yeah.
Golf. It almost doesn't even. Anyway, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
The story. So as soon as I get there, Isaac gets there a little before me, and there's a guy who's like so casually and so closely talking to Isaac, like, oh, maybe Isaac invited a friend. I was like, who is that? And he's like, that was our waiter. I was like, oh, really? I didn't even like see the front of his shirt, I guess. It just seemed like he's like, yeah, he just came over and just talked with me for like 5 minutes. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And about an hour passes by. He's starting to hang out a little more
The
around our bay. And he's looking and like, are you pushing P? Oh, that's a nice S, you know, stuff like that. And stage one was him telling Isaac, here, you know what I think will help? And we
Oh.
started with lessons.
Oh, jeez.
So it started with Isaac getting lessons from our waiter
Okay.
at Top Golf.
Jeez.
At a certain point, at one point, I took videos of it. I was going to post on my story and then I kind of forgot. But at one point, he is not just showing Isaac what to do with his body, but he's like, here, give me a club. And so he is using club. He's making Isaac stand back behind the red line while he shows Isaac what to do at the bay. Eventually, he just is hitting balls. He's hitting balls in our bay while it's like our turn to
No
go.
way.
I've never seen anything like it. Okay. So that was just like, and then he
Oh,
walks
man.
away and Isaac was like, well, that dude's tip is going way down.
Oh.
You know? Like, that was just so weird.
Yeah, he participated.
He took time away from us.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we didn't ask. We weren't like,
yeah,
hey,
he should have added some
are
time.
you a scratch golfer? If so, I would love help.
Was he good?
Yeah.
So he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It looked like he had a pretty good swing. Everything he was saying made sense, but it was like, still, I'm
Yeah,
a top.
no,
I'm eating
yeah.
nachos. I don't want a golf lesson right now.
No, yeah.
And so it didn't end there though. That was just stage one.
Oh, boy.
Stage two, as he says, you guys want to make a bet?
Oh,
And I'm
jeez.
like, okay. He's like, we start a new virtual course game. You guys versus me. You beat me. I give you the last 30 minutes for free. And so I was like,
If we don't, what?
if you
I
don't,
guess-
then we just pay for it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I'd say up the stakes, bro.
well, I just didn't want to like anytime he's hitting is time that Isaac and I are not
Yeah.
hitting, you
And
know,
it's just not as fun when there's a random guy there.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting to talk and hang out with Isaac. And
it's just kind of weird. So, but of course, we're just like, yeah, you know, just
Sure.
nice guys. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, it's out of nowhere, dude. He pulls a golf glove out of his. I
Oh
don't even know where
my.
it came from. He had
What?
a golf glove ready.
oh, glove. I think he said club. Did you think he said club?
No, I heard glove.
He pulls a glove out. He's just got like a Titleist golf glove on. It's like, do you
Wow.
always wait tables with this glove in your
He
pocket?
hustled you.
just
Gets a
waiting.
visor on.
It's like on the Fresh Prince episode where Uncle Phil, like He's like, I don't know, $50 a ball for ping or billiards. He goes, Jeffrey, break out Lucille.
Yeah. It's like a total like vibe shift.
Break out.
Yeah. He's like, okay, 30 minutes, no problem.
But the thing was, is like he saw us not doing great. We're still barely over a year into golfing. Isaac was having trouble, and neither one of us are scoring well. He's like, "You guys want to play against me?" It's like, I mean, you look way better than us, but like, sure, you know, it was kind of a weird bet to start. He pulls the glove out, and so we get going. First hole goes by, and I think I made like a birdie right off the bat. He makes bogey, so right off the bat, I'm already up 2 strokes on him, and here come the excuses.
Oh yeah,
it was great because that's what I get for not warming up.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
you've been warming up the last hour intermittently.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, I saw you earlier.
In between refills.
I'm eating nachos between my hits. So it's not like I'm extremely dialed in, you know, whatever. So not only is he making excuses between hits, but then I mean, he's still an employee of Topgolf. So he's still waiting tables. So sometimes it'll be his turn.
And you have to wait.
He's just gone. He's just gone.
Gosh.
Like waiting, like you're just serving other people. It's like, this is unbelievable. I'm texting Rachel, like, you're not going to believe this. I'm like sending her a video. She's like, this is the kind of stuff that only happens to you. I'm like, I don't think so. And so then one of his other excuses are that is like, these Topgolf clubs are trash, right? And I was like, oh, like the regular shaft in him. He's like, I mean everything, man. The grips and the heads. And I'm like, yeah.
The plumb bobs.
The he's in offers.
The Zanxious.
The
Zoysius.
Zoysius.
I mean, that's not Zoysia down there.
Yeah, that's AstroTurf instead of Zoysia.
So enough excuses to go by with the clubs. He's like, hey, you mind if I use yours? So then he's using Isaac's clubs. He really had a crush on Isaac. He's using Isaac's clubs at our bay during our time. And then, so we're beating him. I think I was beating him still like 4 holes into it. And then but we still have like time left. There's holes left. He brings us our checks and he did give us the last 30 minutes free. But still, it's like this awkward thing. I don't know. It was a very weird thing to like pay him and tip him while he's like 3 feet from me and like not leaving anytime soon. It was just here, do you want it or should I just put it in the like,
I would have waited until right before you left.
So we're just like paying and like signing, you know, he's like saying like, hey Jake, you're up, while I'm like deciding how much to tip him. It was so weird, dude.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just a weird, just like Topgolf experience.
I mean, surely there's a rule: do not play Topgolf while you're working. Like that seems like a number 1 rule. Like just you're not allowed to do that. And he was like, not only was he like, let me take the clubs and show you, he was like, and I would like to play pretty like involved with you for a while. Like that's what's wild. How many holes did you guys play?
I think we got through like 6 probably before time was up. So
man.
And so you did win?
By 6 holes, he actually came back. He beat me by a stroke. So he did eventually win by 1.
But he gave you
still gave you the,
but he gave us the last 30 minutes for free.
That's nice of him.
Yeah. So it was so weird. And yeah, just good times with me and Isaac and whatever this guy's name was.
Was that just this week?
Yeah, this is this past Tuesday.
Yeah, he called me. I was pickling at Meadowbrook.
Isaac did?
With all those Tyson McBluffin fans?
Yeah. I can't wait to shoot that video.
I can't wait for you to be so wrong.
No.
And get your world just absolutely rocked. Like, it's gonna be 2.5 million people, no one here knows.
It's going to be so fun to hit up Lenexa when it's just mobbed and everyone's like, McGuff? Oh, yeah. I watched his instructional videos.
Yeah. I hope that's how they respond. McGuff, yeah.
Oh,
what's the deal with McGuffin?
T-Mac, oh yeah,
McGuffin. He was just here, you know, $700.
Yeah, it took
that's right. We all went to his
broke
camp
now, but I'm better.
It took his camp.
I'm one of his 5,000 followers.
One of the real ones.
Yeah,
that's great. Another one, real quick, Brad. Let's talk diet.
Let's talk about it.
You start, and then I have some things to add.
Oh yeah, I hear about yours.
How'd you hear about mine?
I'm a fan of the Correct Opinions. I'm a friend. Some weeks, not every week.
That's nice of you. I appreciate it.
My diet is a little more lax this past week.
Oh, lacrosse diet.
Yeah. I went to Colorado, you know.
No, Los Angeles International Airport.
Oh, LAX Airport diet.
No, something you take whenever you're constipated.
Oh,
no, it's just been. You got one?
Oh, it's that thing you volunteer for, the Lonely Animal Xylophone.
Oh,
that was so dumb. I wish I didn't say it.
Justin, take it out. Stupid. No, my diet, I haven't. Scott, I apologize to Scott because Scott's been so good at like checking in on me, and I feel like I've been a little bit busy and off my routine and everything. So I have
Playing
not been
lacrosse.
doing a great job with intermittent fasting. And I was in Colorado, and then I got buddies coming in town this weekend for fantasy football. So I'm like, I'm gonna be good, but I'm gonna fudge. So
Little fudge.
so yeah, I mean, I went out. We had breakfast. Catherine and I did this morning, and so I haven't been intermittent fasting as much lately. But and I haven't weighed myself in the last week or so, so I don't even know how it's.
You can't get COVID if you don't test yourself.
Yeah, that's what I've always
You
said.
can't gain weight if you don't weigh yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Can't join the mob if you don't get the swab. I don't know, and so I think
Nice.
but I feel like I'm doing pretty well overall with it. I think I'm still like being very conscious of what I'm eating and everything, but yeah, I don't know results one way or the other.
Visually, I notice a little difference in you.
Did you notice?
Uh,
So what's she look like?
which way are the restrooms in the gym?
Wait, what is
Don't
that?
do the weight room, Tommy.
What is that reference from? What
Oh,
she look
Scott.
like?
Say it again.
So what's she look like?
I don't know.
Scott, you know this
Is that
immediately.
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Rico.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant it was from Scott. You're saying
No.
Scott would know.
No. I was like, Scott knows this immediately. Like,
What she look like?
so what's she look like?
Now he gets it. Now he's back.
Justin, put that clip in.
Yeah. What's she look like?
Oh, by the way, awesome website that Jake told me about last week, getyarn.io. Right?
Yeah. No, sorry.
Sorry.
It took me.
Well, I was just
by
thinking
surprise.
I was thinking Justin's gonna have a hard time finding that. This website, getyarn, YARN.io, is like you can find. I've never not found what I'm looking for there
There's like 5-second clips. It's really short, like bite-sized clips.
because there's
Tiny bites. Bunch of crunch up
shout
bites.
out to
Like GIFs?
yeah
With
no, but,
audio,
like,
though.
audio clips. Like
Wow.
It's just short videos, really.
yeah, there's Corey Fisher, one of our fans, works for Brio, awesome company. He was talking about like, hey, FY Brio has this really cool new thing, and Brio is so expensive. So it was like $250. I was like, man, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I can justify it. But there's this clip from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Doug Judy is his name, the character. He's the Daryl from The Office. And I just like literally went and like tried to clip this one part. And he just goes, but the crazy thing is, I'm tempted. And I thought it was such a funny, like, so I was like, yeah, man, it's $250. I can't afford that. And I said, but the crazy thing is, I'm tempted.
Steven
And-
Swig texted us yesterday, and I wanted to reply with, I couldn't find it in GIF form, and so I went to Yarn. Couldn't find it in Yarn form either.
Really?
It's Skylar Wyatt saying like, how big does this pile have to be?
Oh,
Because
nice.
Steven Swig texted us, he's like, hey, my buddy is trying to franchise essentially just drinks. You
Yeah.
guys went in?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was trying to send something like that, but couldn't find it.
The only I've only used The Office on there, and I think I looked up that I'm tempted eventually. But like the Office, I found every single thing I've ever needed.
The
on
whole
there.
catalog's on there.
Yeah,
Great
so,
site.
Getyarn.io.
Nice site.
I mean, it's awesome. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm sure if you have a Mac or a PC, it's going to give you viruses, but Macs are good. So check it out.
How about your work PC? Is that a good one to search on?
Yeah,
My quick diet thing, I woke up Monday. I just texted Rachel. I said, hey, I'm not going to eat sugar anymore.
dude,
Just out of nowhere. I don't
I'm
know
ready
why.
to burst this bubble. Surely you're eating sugar somewhere.
There's a few things that Rachel's told me afterwards, like that probably has a little bit of sugar in
Yeah.
it.
Like
But
everything has sugar.
You could
in
say
it.
I'm not eating added sugars.
That's
so
what
I've
he's
done
saying.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no added sugar. So I ate an apple for breakfast yesterday morning. So that has sugar, but no added sugar.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nature sugar.
But, like
probably-
ketchup. I mean, so many things have sugar in them.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so she's kind of
Sugar
helped. So even if I'm having sugar, it's very minuscule. It'll be like there might have been some sugar in the queso when I
Yes.
had chips and queso.
Right, it's
So
like
probably a
crazy.
little-
Yeah.
And it is crazy. I mean, just realizing things. It's like, wow, I think I was really addicted to sugar.
Mhm.
Leaving Trey's house Monday afternoon after like a long day of working, there was nothing I wanted more. Well, anything. I stopped at a gas station, get a donut and a Pop-Tart, Dr. Pepper. I mean, there's so much sugar. I mean, stop
That
at
is like
McDonald's.
Jake's carrying out of the
Yeah.
quick trip.
I stopped at McDonald's, get a
So it's
blueberry
weight room.
muffin and a
Yeah.
sweet tea. I mean, like, I wanted a sweet treat so bad. And then I'm like, look at nutrition facts in the gas station. Couldn't even have honey roasted peanuts because those have sugar.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you can't have anything with like,
There's nothing.
Yeah.
So I've discovered Propel. Propel,
which has sucralose, which is
which is not as a ton of sucralose. I looked into it
Okay.
compared to like some other things like Prime, a lot of sucralose.
Lot of
Just
sucralose.
not as much, but just regular peanuts.
There you
Regular
go.
peanuts are good,
yeah.
and not
It's
much
crazy.
else.
No,
Breakfast is hard.
We did the Whole 30 back when the Whole 30 was like new. And yeah, it was like no added sugar. And I remember being like, there's sugar in Tabasco. Like there's
Yeah.
sugar in ketchup. There's sugar
Oh yeah, there's
in everything. Like
Oh yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm learning, but so far we're 4 days in.
So give me some examples of things you're eating.
Dude, I mean, just like a lot of protein. Rachel made me like
Mhm.
salmon and broccoli one
Yeah.
night.
love salmon.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, trying to
So
eat a lot of chicken and
Nice, dude.
Nice.
yeah, the
That's-
peanuts. On the golf course is where it's especially tricky. Because
Sure.
they have no option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a hungry boy today, but I stayed true. I didn't have a Gatorade. I had peanuts and water.
I mean,
over and over again. I couldn't
That's
wait.
how I got sick before Worlds of Fun. That
Yeah,
one time.
true. Careful about that. I mean, that's the hardest thing is the social aspect of dieting. Because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you don't have as many options. You can't be as picky. And it's like, well, I can either not eat or I can eat wrong. And it's like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do here?
I think when I start golfing around, I'm just going to make myself sandwiches beforehand. But then, of course,
Yeah.
Rachel's like, well, white bread has sugar in it. I'm like,
Yeah.
geez.
I know.
This is hard.
It's crazy. You're going
Um,
to, your eyes are opening though.
Yeah, but we'll see. I
Cool,
mean,
man.
just
Have
seems
you,
like-
have you felt like mentally, physically better?
Not necessarily. I feel hungry all the time. I feel craving anything,
Yeah.
anything.
How interesting.
But yeah, just
I'll be interested. Like, it's only been 4 days, but we have a basketball game here in less than an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
we
gonna
should
say
probably
we
wrap
might
up.
want to.
But I'll be interested to see, like, even if you feel different, just from that. Like there was a couple years in high school where I didn't drink pop, and that was like I didn't like train extra hard during the summer or anything. But like when we do summer workouts, like everyone else was dying, and I was like,
right.
that's like I haven't been training, but I didn't get as tired as they
Mhm.
did. Like,
Not drinking soda's got to help a lot of things.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's a hot take, but
All right.
can you look it up and see if soda is good or bad for you?
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I was looking up in the pro shop today how much sugar is in stuff because it was like there were a few options. It was like this like weird brand of sweet tea. There was Gatorade, and then there was like soda. And soda has the most sugar
Dude,
of
it's-
all those.
I
And
love how you're like just realizing all this.
and then I was like, well, what
You
about
know, guys,
soda?
There's so much sugar.
Show soda, guys.
Hold on.
This stuff's not good for you, man.
It didn't seem like they even
You
pack.
believe they get away with this?
It seems like there's not even enough room to pack that much sugar in it. And so
how do they
then
do that?
I was like, okay,
It's
well,
called corn syrup, Jake.
maybe Sprite.
Yeah.
Maybe Sprite isn't as bad. Just as much. 64 grams.
Yeah.
Just as much sugar as Sprite and Dr. Pepper. That seems crazy.
I thought it was more like I thought those lemon and like those lighter drinks sometimes have more.
Lemon with some arms.
What's up, San Diego?
I don't know if anyone's laughing, but Scott is. Scott is laughing.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
You should
One,
send Justin the picture you
Okay,
sent me.
okay.
You can put it in.
Okay.
Everyone
one
has a
last story, and
visual.
then we really do have to go because I'm going to pass out on that court if I don't eat something before we play basketball tonight. But last night, it's like 9:10. I'm like, I still haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm going to go. I'm going to eat Panda Express. Like, that seems like hearty. That seems good. I call Rachel. I'm like, what can I have from Panda Express? She's like, orange chicken's not going to be good. I'm like,
No.
really?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
You
most
know,
of those things gotta have at least a little.
She's
sugar.
like, even teriyaki sauce. She's like, you should have, which Rachel's surprisingly well. She's like, oh, you can have that. You can have a little
Yeah,
sugar.
yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
you don't need to just go cold turkey. She's like, it's your birthday Saturday. You should have some sugar. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have it. She's like, please have sugar to
on your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah, I don't know. Just when I start
Sensies,
something, I'm gonna
sensies.
see it through.
I get it.
Um,
You gotta fudge though.
Yeah. So anyway, gotta fudge. I love the way you say fudge.
I know.
Fudge.
it's from Parks and Rec. Gourmet fudge. Justin put it in.
Ultimately, I decided to go with a little gourmet fudge.
You got fudge a little bit.
Fudge.
Anyway,
Gourmet
so we're
fudge.
game planning this whole meal. I can't wait. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just do the teriyaki, fried rice. You know, this is gonna be a good meal. I'm gonna load up. Can't wait. I get there. It's like 9:22,
Mhm.
maybe 9:20, and I see a guy on the parking lot who's just like leaving, going home, and he's like, "Oh, we closed." And I was like, "Oh, don't you guys close at 9:30?" And he's like, well, not tonight. Tonight
Yep,
we
yep,
close
yep,
at
yep.
tonight we close at 9:20."
Yep. That
And
Oh.
that makes sense.
and I was just so hungry. And Rachel and I literally game planned around this
Yeah.
meal. I was so excited. Our options are running out now at like 9:30 at night.
Dude, we get it, right?
And
Oh,
so-
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I get it.
And
Oh,
so I was a little bit snarkier than I would have liked to have been. And I'm
'Cause you
not
were
proud
ha-
of this.
I don't love this word, but you were hangry.
Yeah.
You were.
But don't worry. This story comes around. Why is that so funny? What's wrong with Scott? Okay, I'm just gonna keep going.
Keep
So this story does.
Mute your microphone, freak. Our podcast.
Why is that so funny?
Don't like this word, but you were hangry. Let's call a spade a spade. You were hangry.
Well, hate. It's not a real word. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, but so I was like, tonight you close at 9:20? He's like, yeah, tonight we do. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what time do you guys close tomorrow?
Love it.
And he
Love it.
goes, 9:30. I was like, okay, what time did you guys close yesterday? He goes, 9:30. I was like, oh, but today you close at 9:20. And he's like, yeah. And I was just like, I wanted to make him admit it because it's just
like,
crazy.
I'm not gonna say it's my favorite version of Jake, but that version of Jake is like very entertaining.
I can get real logical real quick.
Yeah.
I can go lawyer on you
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
and like just very rhetorical questions of like just showing you how dumb you are.
And that's all I said. I didn't say anything like, well, this really, of course I wasn't actually like rude to him. I didn't say anything like aggressive. I was just like, oh, okay. just wondering. And so I drove off. I'm trying to find other things. And then I'm like, what else is open? And I find something that I've never been to. It's called Schlotzsky's.
Oh,
Never been to Schlotzsky's?
I was too nervous to pronounce it. I could never suggest it around friends.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You guys want to go to that sandwich place?
You guys want to go Schlotzsky's?
Schlotzsky's? So Schlotzsky's is still open. How do you say it?
Schlotzsky's.
There's so many consonants.
Schlotzsky's.
Schlotzsky's.
Schlotzsky's Cabo?
Schlotzsky's.
Yeah.
Okay, that just seems jumbled, like the sugar in the Dr. Pepper. Okay, so Schlotzsky's is still open, and I'm like, they're open on the inside too. I was like, you know what? I didn't feel great about the interaction. I'm gonna go in to the sandwich place, and I'm gonna have a good interaction there. I'm
You're
gonna
have
make
a
up for it.
good S interaction. I guess Schlotzsky's
good ass interaction.
Yeah.
So I go in there and I meet a guy who I later learn is named Marcelo. And I'm walking in to the place and I'm like, I've never been here before. I don't know what I want. And he's like trying to end a phone call. And I'm trying to signal him, like, take as much time as you need on the phone call. I don't know what I want. And he's like, hey, sorry about that, sir. That was my son. And I was like, you call him back if you want to. I was like, I don't even know what I want in here. Yeah. And he was like, I was like, how's your son doing? And he's like, oh, he just started college. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, how's he liking it? We're talking about his son. He's like, yeah, I just don't get to see him much because he's going to college around here, but I just work so much. And I was like, oh, what are your hours? And he's like, well, as soon as I get done here, like for instance, tonight, I'm going straight from here because I have another job at UPS. I'm like, oh, wow. I was like, how long will you be there? He's like, my shift ends at 3. I was like, your shift ends at 3? I was like, what time do you start here? And he said, some days 8, but some days 6.
Whoa.
I was like, dude.
Wow.
I was like, that is crazy. I was like, so, I mean, how much are you sleeping? He's like, the last 2 nights, hour and 20 minutes.
What?
Wow. This guy's a hustler.
I was like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, I can't believe, I was like, you're not even a human. People should study you. I was like, how long you been doing this? And he's like, 3 years. I was like, you've had both these jobs for 3 years. I just want to make sure I get all the facts right. He's like, yeah. Wow. And I was like, and that's just typical. You work till 3 and then you sleep either until like 7 or until 5 or something. He's like, yeah. And
wow,
I just couldn't believe it. I'm like skipping over this to kind of tell it fast, but it was like the most impressive guy.
Was he a manager?
Work ethic. I got manager vibes from him.
Yeah.
It's because that's why I was like, maybe I have an opportunity to help someone when I heard all this. So it's like, why do you work so much? And it sounded like, yeah, 1, he's a manager, and 2, I think he likes it. That was what I took away from it. His English wasn't great, but yeah, I think he just likes working. He said he loves his UPS job, loading the trucks. He's like, it keeps me awake. He's like, if I was a driver, I would fall asleep if I was driving. But loading the trucks.
He's in the warehouse.
Yeah, he's just loading trucks. So I was like, okay, cool. And
wow.
Anyway, yeah, he said his wife doesn't work. She just stays at home. So he just provides for his family that way.
What a guy.
And yeah, sent his son to college. So it was phenomenal. And yeah, so if you see Marcelo at Schlotzsky's at like 119th in Olathe.
Like we should do like a what we did for that pizza guy.
Yeah.
Invite him somewhere.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
no, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
It was really fun to talk to him.
Cater or something.
Yeah, I'd have him bring
That's
it.
Cool.
Yeah, he was the man. It was really fun. It just, yeah, just
cool.
Glad I went inside, made the whole night. And
yeah, homeboy at Panda Express can't even stay another 10 minutes.
That's
yeah, we talked
Marcelo, who doesn't sleep ever.
Yeah, really.
We talked for 10 minutes. Yeah, it was great. I just could, everything he would say, I was like, whoa. I was like, hold on, tell me that again.
Wild.
So
interesting.
Fun.
If Rachel lets you fudge a little bit on stuff, I think Hawaiian Bros is a good option too.
Oh, that's pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm sure it definitely has
some sugar in that sauce.
But if she's letting you do Panda, she's letting you do.
I kind of like that phrase. There's gonna be a little sugar in that sauce.
But yeah, I mean, it's relatively good for you, and it's open late. That was what I was thinking whenever you were like,
cool,
trying to find a place.
New house, real close to Hawaiian Bros.
Where Brad lives is the mecca of food.
That's what
and guess what? Chick-fil-A's coming.
Yeah,
the mecca of
Get
fast
there.
casual.
Sam, if you're listening, it's time.
It's time.
I had told Rachel for months. I was like, you know, a spot I'd love to live someday is like Shawnee, like Brad's area. I think that's the
McLean's,
Shawnee.
Brothers,
McLean's. I always forget.
Chipotle.
Don't forget so excited about McLean's.
Oh, brother,
butter my rolls, baby.
Get them all rolled up in there. Plow my rolls.
Plow my rolls.
All right. Really quick review of the week. This one says,
yeah, top fun from CatJoy78 says, zany times, funny rhymes. This pod will start your week off right. The hosts are kind, caring, hilarious. Christians who remain super relatable, even with an awesome, ever-growing community, supporting them all in their all endeavors. Come join the Ghosties.
End of review.
Period.
My review, it says, it's from No Name 2018. It says, quality rambling. That's it.
That's it.
We're running out of time. Did a quick review. All right.
We're in a new basketball league with intermediate people.
Yeah, it's not competitive league.
Our best player is out. So,
all right. You ready to rock?
Yeah. Scott!
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I
Let's
can't
go.
wait.
Let's go, baby.
We are going to lose by 15 points tonight.
No, we're not.
Hey, it depends how Scott's shooting, really. It all comes down to Scott. Scott's
fair.
our scorer.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of people.
We're going to lose by 15 points tonight. Scott's our scorer.
What color are we wearing again? We can talk about this on
Gray.
the way up. Gray.
I only got a black shirt, so.
Okay.
Black, I guess. Why? Okay.
Good, fun episode. There's still several stories I didn't even get to, so I can't wait for next week. It's gonna be zoppity.
Cameos. We get cameos in the alley. We didn't even get to talk about that.
Oh my gosh,
Can we
cameos
talk
in the
about it
alley.
really quick? Or?
And I mean, I really feel like I need to eat something before I play basketball.
Yeah, we got 40
I got some
minutes.
Taco John's before basketball.
Taco John's?
What else?
That's the MacGuffin of pro athletes.
Think about what is on the way from
Pre-game
my house.
fuel.
Culver's, Freddy's,
Ooh,
Subway,
Okay, Culver's.
pizza shop.
Okay,
That sketchy
Okay.
sushi place.
Jumping catfish.
Subway.
Jumping catfish, all better than Taco John's.
Okay.
The potato olays. The potato o-nays, brother.
Taco John's is just quick. I don't know.
Yeah, because no one ever goes there.
All right, I'm keeping them afloat. Okay, this has been our podcast.
Love you guys.
Mood Swings Golf. I don't know why I said that.
Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday.